Legends never die. When the world is calling you, can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die. They become a part of you. Every time you bleed for reaching greatness, relentless, you survive. They never lose hope when everything's cold and the fighting's near. It's deep in their bones, they'll ride into smoke when the fire is fierce. Oh, pick yourself up, 'cause legends never die. When the world is calling you, can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die. They become a part of you. Every time you bleed for reaching greatness, legends never die. They're written down in eternity, but you'll never see the price it cost. The scars collected all their lives. When everything's lost, they pick up their hearts and avenge defeat. Before it all starts, they suffer through harm just to touch a dream. Oh, pick yourself up, 'cause legends never die. When the world is calling you, can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die. They become a part of you. Every time you bleed for reaching greatness, legends never die. When the world is calling out your name, begging you to fight. Pick yourself up once more. Pick yourself up, 'cause legends never die. When the world is calling you, can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die. They become a part of you. Every time you bleed for reaching greatness, legends never die.
There's a moment in your bones when the fire takes over. Blood is running, heart is pumping as the battle gets closer. They can say what they want now, 'cause we'll be screaming out. We can be heroes everywhere we go. We can have all that we ever want. Swinging like Ali, knocking out bodies, standing on top like a champion. Keep your head silver, give me that gold. You'll remember when I say we can be heroes everywhere we go. Keeping us down is impossible, 'cause we're unstoppable. Oh, we're unstoppable. Oh, we're unstoppable. Every spotlight, every soundbite, everybody who gave up is just a fuel for wanting him more than anybody against us. we can be heroes everywhere we go. We can have all that we ever want. Swinging like Ali, rocking our bodies, standing on top like a champion. Keep your silver, give me that gold. You'll remember when I say we can be heroes everywhere we go. Keeping us down is impossible. We're unstoppable. We're unstoppable. We're unstoppable. We're unstoppable. We're unstoppable. We're unstoppable. We're unstoppable.
The night beckons while you dream. A life never lives in peace. As you stand upon the edge, woven by a single thread, and fate may fall down upon you while the devil is knocking right at your door.
Come on, I won't hurt you. I promise.
And Grotus, I'm sorry, buddy. You suck. I am so confused.
So while
goes back in, dashes him into the wall. The Hecarim getting real low as well. The Requiem on top trying to make it happen. Does find that kill onto the Hecarim at the end of the day. Here comes the Sivir though with a lot of damage on the backside. There's gonna be a lot of auto attack. Here's the card. That's gonna be the double kill. Gonna be the triple. He's looking for some more. Sivir picks up the Shen on the backside. That's gonna be the triple. That's gonna be the full 5-man ace for the side of the Wolves.
Down as heroic entrance is used. Here comes XL Axrid dealing with the members of Wolves so well, but pull back in. 5-man fight. Dallas, oh my god, that's going to allow the rest of the Wolves to follow up onto this fight. The fly comes over the wall, takes out JS Chaotic. In fact, it's Dallas who ends up getting the double kill.
Somebody just show up, but
He finds a few members here. He's going to be shrunk down a little bit, but finds a showstopper on XLs into Charmed, and Charm's actually just going to drop right there. In goes Supply, looking for Temple on the side of this. Is another big fight. Everybody's caught in the Anivia ultimate, and oh my goodness, that's going to be the Legends ace. Wolves are able to find it.
As you stand upon the edge, laying in the balance, and flame may fall down upon you, while the devil is knocking. Are you restless? Each night you hear the drums in your head. Awaken, the voice begins to call you while you hum. Twisted destiny you're searching for. Awaken, awaken.
Alright everybody, how is everyone doing tonight? And we're starting a little bit early here, and I have a special guest, Mr. Mako from the Crusaders of LAS Draft, and here we go. We're going to talk about a little bit of things. We also have Wolven Alchemist on the desk as well, just to talk about a couple things in between games. So let's get started. What do you think about these two teams coming into this?
Of these two teams, I don't think either one of them is really stronger than the others. I think Gators have presented themselves better. They also had the harder pool, but after over playoffs, I think Wolves have proven themselves to be more than capable. They've had by far the hardest playoffs that could have happened, and I've enjoyed watching both teams play, and I'm looking forward to this series.
Definitely. What do you think, Wolven? I know you're in here as well. Let's take a listen real quick. Okay. Well, you good? All right. Other than that, so you think both teams are looking very strong, but let's talk about individual matchups just a little bit. What do you think about the top lane, Dallas versus RNG? How do you think that's gonna go?
I don't even think that's a question, to be honest. There is nothing that can compete with the Dallas
The
differential.
The Dallas differential. We know how it is. So, other than that, I know you, as a player, know the role of AD carry fairly well. So let's take a look down there in that bot lane. What do you think's gonna happen down there?
Not only do I know AD carry, but my roommate, The Fly, is playing in this series.
Ooh,
But
spicy,
do I
spicy.
think one is stronger than the other? No, I do not. I think it's going to be a very even matchup.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be support dependent
Oh, okay.
in my eyes.
Oh.
Hold up. Wolverine showing up, making an appearance.
Almost. It's all right. It's all right. But so as we are saying, Mako, it's looking pretty spicy down in that bot lane, right? It's going to be a difference between Banana Bread and what do you think it's going to do? What do you think is going to happen down there?
Yeah, I
versus
do
Jar
agree.
Jar.
Well, I feel like if they give Banana Bread his comfort champion Thresh, there is a
Ooh.
very good chance they're going to put Giggle ahead of the curve, and it's going to be a bot difference.
Mm-hmm.
But if they manage to hold their own, I feel like the team fights, it's really just going to be a coin flip.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget that the Gators
then
did lose to the Wolves during the
mid
regular
lane.
season.
That's
the
very
one
true.
I want to save. I want to save jungle for last. Mid lane, I know
Yeah.
Bam is an AD carry player,
Mhm.
but he's pulled out more than a few flexible picks that have proven to absolutely demolish even some very comfortable mid lane players. So
Definitely.
if Chaos can hold his own and not get cheesed by these picks, then Chaos will probably come out on top. But otherwise, Bam could pull a few things out of his sleeve.
We've seen him pull a few things, but what do you think about this? What do you think about everyone, Wolvid, before we do go into the jungle analysis here?
I think the game is going to be slowly relying on Dallas getting ahead for the
Ooh,
Wolves.
okay. So you're expecting
Uh,
it to be a Dallas diff.
I'm expecting to be a Dallas diff because I feel like Dallas is the person who holds the team together. Because if Dallas does well, that means Pig's gonna do well in the jungle,
Mm-hmm.
and if Pig does well, that means Bam's gonna do well.
Right.
But I feel like bot lane's gonna have the hardest. I feel like the Fly and Jarvan are gonna have a hard time in bot lane. So I feel like they're gonna put the Fly on weak side bot.
Mhm.
So I feel like that I'm gonna see Caitlyn. I might see Ash.
Okay. So
I see that they're gonna probably put maybe Karma on Jar Jar, something supportive, because in my opinion, Gators have the better bot lane.
okay. So let's finally take a look at the turnips matchup. Let's see what's going to go on there. Turnips versus Mr. Pig Boss Moo. And how do you think that's going to go? Real quick. How do you think that's going to turn out?
Well, this has been a hot topic as of late, from what I've heard in the voice channels. But I do think you have to acknowledge each player's strengths and weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
Pig is absolutely a carry jungle player,
Right.
but that means his team is weak early on in the game. Turnips is very, very strong when it comes to ganking early. He has that option. He's very flexible as a player. He can be put on tanks, he can be put on bruisers, he can be put on carries.
Mm-hmm.
The flexibility could make the difference in these games. What do you think, Wolven?
Yeah.
I do agree. Both of them. The only thing I say that Turnips has an advantage over Pig is that Turnips likes to play for his team. Turnips likes to pick the champions like the Jarvan, like the Volibear. But if he has to, he can carry, as you saw against in the pre-made against Return the Metal Sticks. He picked the Olaf and he carried.
Mm-hmm.
So he can play the carry role if give need to. I hoping that both sides, if they're not first pick, they ban the Heck Room because both champions play Heck Room really well.
So the
Both
B1
players.
Hecarim, you're expecting that to be permaban throughout the entire series. But
Yes, I'm expecting to be permaban.
I want to ask you both a big question. What do you guys think about the B1 Seraphine? I think that's one of the strongest champions. I want to get your opinions on that as well.
I feel like the option to pick Seraphine first is important. Like, it's really important. I think it's more flexible on the side of Wolves, but there also is the option of, because Seraphine B1 has slowly been crept out because of how well people can play engage and just jump on the Seraphine and
Right.
just make it unplayable for them. So I don't think it's going to be a prio pick for both teams. I feel like one team might prio pick it. I think the other team is just not going to.
Okay. So you definitely think the Wolves do have a better Seraphine pool or Seraphine lineup than the Gators going into this matchup. I know we didn't see much priority in the last series of LAS. It was pre-made that we saw, so we didn't see very much Seraphine prio there, and it was the Gators under the alias the Turnip Tots playing, and there wasn't really much prio on it.
Mm-hmm.
But
No, I do agree with Mako when it comes to Seraphine. I feel like the Gators, I'm just not gonna really pick it.
mhm,
Like it does suit them, but I feel like they're most likely gonna go for a lot more comfortable picks for
right.
Banana Bread.
I think there's going to be one, maybe 2 games of MF Seraph, and there's only going to be 2
Ooh.
games if we go all 5.
Mm-hmm.
That is my guess.
Definitely. So, what do you guys think about any crazy pocket picks that are going to come out tonight? Do you think anything's going to come out from Dallas or Bam Booper, maybe Chaos? Anything crazy that you're expecting to see?
Well,
I'm
I'm
really
expecting
see.
to. Oh, you go on. Sorry.
Oh, I'm hoping to see. I'm hoping to see it. I probably won't see it, but I'm hoping to see Defy's Twitch.
Ooh, okay.
I'm hoping to not see a Renji's Ribbon or Aurelia.
You don't want to see him on those ones.
No, I do not.
I know Google has been saying he has a pocket pick. He has a
Mhm.
secret pick he's gonna pull out tonight. I don't know what it is.
I'm the only one who has that knowledge as of right
Ooh,
now, but I will not be giving any spoilers.
That's fair.
Google, your secret is safe
That's
with me.
fair.
But what I'm hoping to see from Giggle, just from how aggressive he is, I'm hoping to see maybe the Samira pull out. Because
Ooh.
as Mako has proven, the Fly has a hard time with that champion. Don't know why he does, but every time he goes up against Samira, he has a hard time against her.
Mhm.
We all have
So
champion
it's
over lucky
just
men.
a player kryptonite, I guess. There we go. Okay, perfect. My webcam has fixed its, or my Discord has fixed itself. So now we have everyone on the cast. Everyone's on the desk, looking good, looking sharp. Let's go, boys. So we'll be doing this in between every single game. So hopefully, everyone is excited to hear what everyone has to say. But overall, let's have a quick, prediction here. So how do you think it's gonna go? I'll start with you, Mako. How do you think the
I
series
think-
is gonna go?
Okay, so my prediction changes entirely dependent off of game 1.
Okay.
If game 1 goes in favor of Gators, there is about a 50% chance that Wolves get 3-0.
Mhm.
If the first game goes in favor of Wolves, it's going to be a long series.
Okay.
That's my guess.
So you think it's either 3-0 Gators if they win game 1, or it's 3-2 Wolves if they win game 1?
Yep.
Okay. So which one are you more confident in? We'll put that down as your prediction.
My prediction is going to... I'm biased. I want my husband to win. I believe in the Dallas differential.
All right.
My pick is
Okay.
Wolves.
So you're going to go 3-2 Wolves? Final score? All right,
Final
Wolven. Let's
score.
go back onto you. What do you think? How is it going to go?
I think it's gonna go 3-1 Gators.
3-1 Gators? All right, then.
Mhm.
So how do you think it's going to go game-wise? Game 1, game 2? Who do you think is going to win first one?
I think Gators gonna win game 1.
Right.
Gators gonna lose game 2, and then they're just gonna pull out their pocket picks and win the next 2 games.
Mm-hmm. So it's going to be the pocket picks that are going to make the difference. That's what you're thinking here.
Mhm.
All right.
Mhm.
So we have one person for the Wolves, one for the Gators. So it's pretty even here. And personally, I've seen the Gators more than I've seen the Wolves, and that most likely is just recency bias. But I'm going to give it a 3-2 to them. I think it's going to be a close series no matter how it goes. But that's mostly recency bias. Yep. I'm going to tie break it, Gareth. I got you. And I got to give it to the Gators. I've seen them play. They played very, very well, but so have the Wolves. But we've seen the Gators just smash the competition throughout all of playoffs. They've run through everyone. And the Wolves have been fighting their way up. It's been 3-2 almost every series. And yes, don't forget the Wolves and Gators hype clips are up on our YouTube channel if you do want to check them out. They were played, during the little bit of a countdown here. But overall, everything is looking very, very crazy. And yep, I do understand the Wolves had a pretty rough playoff bracket, but yeah, hopefully you guys are excited to watch this series because this is going to be a spicy one. I'm expecting it to go all the way to midnight.
That is true. I do agree with that. The Wolves had a hard playoff bracket.
Mm-hmm. So, as of now, we're probably trying to get ready to go into lobby, see if we're going to get things started here. But overall, I think both teams are looking very, very strong coming into this. And we've seen the Wolves adapt, we've seen them know what pocket picks to work with, and we've seen them overall play very, very well. But we've also seen the Gators adapt really quickly, figure out the tempo of games, and we'll see how that continues on tonight. Bringing that one there. But yeah, overall, it's a very, very interesting setup we have here with both these teams, the top of each pool, and it's going to be very, very fun to watch. But where do you think other than top lane, because we already know that Mako thinks top lane is going to be a hard, fun matchup to watch. What do you think is going to be the second spiciest matchup to watch out for?
I am really looking forward to watching the jungle invades and the
Ooh.
fights for Scuttle. Because I watched the Dragons series versus Wolves, and that was already spicy, and this one's just going to make it even more interesting.
Right.
Stronger players all around the board.
Definitely. So that's going to be your spicy matchup.
Yeah, I do agree. It's gonna be the two matches is gonna be watching top and jungle.
Mm-hmm. So that's pretty interesting. So we do have both, Mr. Not Defly, my bad. We do have Mr. Pig Boss and Turnips facing up against each other. And I've seen both these junglers play incredibly well. They both are very good at tracking where the opponent is. I've never seen them lose too many camps without taking something in return. So they know the role well, and I'm hoping that it's going to lead to some spicy fights. But what do you think Chaos is going to pull out tonight? Because we've seen him draw out a lot of bans no matter what team he's playing against. So what do you think we're going to see out of him tonight?
I'm not sure. It's really entirely dependent on what's banned. What Wolves decides to ban and what they don't want to play against.
That's fair.
I would not be surprised if we start seeing a lot of if they leave open Victor and leave open some of his more comfortable champions to get a favorable matchup in the mid lane.
We've definitely seen his Victor, and he has done a lot of work with that. We've seen him just win team fights all on his back alone. But Wolven, what do you think he's going to pull out? Anything crazy in your opinion?
I'm expecting him to pull out the Nico again.
The Nico again?
I'm expecting Wolves. Yeah, I'm expecting Wolves. I'm not gonna respect the Nico ban, and he's just gonna pull out the Nico, and he's just gonna team his because every time I see him play Nico, his team fight potential is insane with that champion.
Right. So you're going with that Nico pick. So it's Nico or Victor. So that's what you're expecting to see out of Chaos. And so you said Turnips is more of a carry-oriented jungler. Do you think he's going to be able to adapt throughout this series? And maybe play some of that gank style?
I said Pig was...
Pig was more the carry style. My bad.
Yeah.
I know he can also play tanks, but there is just the fact that Turnips is just more comfortable on them. He's played them throughout the entire series.
Definitely.
So if Pig can adapt and it's necessary for him to be put onto that more like supportive jungler role, I think he could do it, but probably not to the extent of
So we are just trying to get ready to load up into this lobby and get this series started, but we do know where you guys stand. But chat, I want to hear from you. What do you guys think is going to happen here? Who do you think is going to win this series? What do you think is going to happen throughout the series? And yeah, let's take a look. Let's see what we have, chat. Let's see. So GTR win. I'm already seeing one of those in. Already seeing one of those. We'll see. Pretty exciting. So we got one of each right now. One of each. And so you wanted to see the Riven Aurelia, right? From RNG. That's what you wanted to see, right, Mako?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Absolutely. Correct.
Definitely. That's what you're looking for. And I think
that is exactly what I'm looking forward to.
The one thing I hope that if they do pick Aurelia or Riven, I hope they ban Dallas's Malphite because
that's fair.
Yes, that Malphite. Yes, Dallas says multiple times he does not have fun playing Malphite.
But
if they pick the Orianna Malphite, it's basically game over if they can pull off a good combo.
I think if you want to see strong side, top side into Orange's Riven or Aurelia, I think Dallas is actually going to whip out the Poppy.
Ooh, his Poppy.
Yeah. Super well, no matter the matchup. And then you give him a favorable matchup like Riven or Aurelia. Ooh.
That Poppy's
Yeah,
just
I
gonna run
have seen
We're gonna
circles.
have it up there.
He beat, I think it was Axford last week. He beat Axford's Mordekaiser as Poppy.
He
Hmm.
also, he also beat the Shen.
No,
Yeah.
it was Shin. It was Shin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was Shin, and then there was it was Crusaders that he beat.
He beat Worms Mordekaiser. He beat both. Yes.
Hmm.
So
The
now we
Axe
gotta get one
diff
last
wasn't
Poppy
enough,
game.
unfortunately.
The Axe Diff versus Dallas Diff. Which is stronger? We have now
Mhm.
seen.
So we're expecting another Dallas differential today. That's what we're hearing. But other than Dallas differential, if Dallas does falter, who do you think is going to step up on the plate for the Wolves?
I'm hoping to see the Fly
You're
step
hoping to
up,
see the Fly
actually.
step up.
I
Yeah.
want to see the Fly perform. I really do. He hasn't been playing badly, but he hasn't been the whole 1v9 carry every game like he used to be.
Uh oh,
But
that's not
I
good.
do have faith he'll pull it out one game at least.
Hmm.
At least one.
I'm
So that's
hoping
what you're
he
hoping
pulls out
for.
his jinx and able to, because last I don't know if you saw last split Mako, but he pulled out his jinx and actually won a game by stealing Baron with jinx.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I certainly didn't hear the end of him in his last split. I'll say that much.
So we're definitely expecting something spicy here, but we do have everyone loaded up. We are just getting everything set up, but overall, I'm expecting a big fight out of these guys. And what do you think? Saltify, when can I get one of them J's? Hey, come down to my store. I got you. I got you hooked up. But tonight, oh yes, tonight our casters are Mr. Gundo as your play-by-play, and it's going to be Mr. Dream as your color caster for the night. And we'll see if we need to pull in any people, but I think Gundo is ready for tonight. He's prepped himself. He's got himself mentally prepared for this one. So it's going to be a very, very interesting, or it's going to be a very, very fun night.
Hopefully a long night, to be honest.
Hopefully a long night. I'm definitely expecting a long, long series ahead of us. So Gundo might be prepared for 5 games, but Mr. Dream casted 17 games on his back alone as the color caster for every single day last week. That man popped off.
Nothing but respect for Dream after that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Time and
popped
time
off.
again. Time and time again, he was dragged into the dirt with how long the series went.
Hey, does it goes to show? Hey, we need more color casters.
Yep. All right, everyone.
Give him a break.
So we are going to be heading into the draft. Everyone is ready and raring to go. So let's get this started, and let's bring on Mr. Dream and Mr. Gundo, and let's get this started.
All right, everybody. It is playoffs, baby. The finals. We got the Wolves versus the Gators. The Wolves last week, after a long, hard-fought battle, 5 games, is what it took them to take down the Dragons, and the Gators having that quick 3-0 last week, making it look easy. But here we go. Wolves versus the Gators for the playoffs, the finals. Dream, I'm ready. I'm hyped. How are you doing, man?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. I was about to curse and I remembered I'm on stream. I can't do that, but I am doing absolutely fantastic. I am rested. My voice feels fine. I have 2 bottles of water next to me just in case. I'm ready for this.
Yeah, man. I've been waiting for this after last week, having to bow out because I got a little too weak at the end. I'm ready for this one. I'm ready for the 5 games if they're going to bring it to me here. And we're already seeing these bans come out. Thresh, Heckram, as they were just talking about on the desk there a little bit earlier. Heckram already taken off the table very early. The Karma as well taken away from the Gators. They don't want to see that champion in that bot lane at all. So smart takeaway so far from both sides here. We're going to see what they end up rotating in. Turnips there, not wanting to play against that Heckram in that jungle. Graves now being the second jungler taken away. And we talked about these 2 junglers having to, be a little bit more volatile, and that's kind of how their playstyle is, as they were Salt and Wolven and Mako were talking about earlier in the analyst desk. But we're seeing all these champs taken away, and that Seraphine as well. Nobody wants to see that pink-haired girl come out onto the Rift.
Yeah, definitely not. That champion has been so instrumental in so many victories for so many teams over the past couple of weeks since she's been coming out. She's just shown just how strong a champion she is, despite the item nerfs, despite direct nerfs. She is still probably one of the most picker ban champions across the world, not even just in LAS, but LRS, LTS, LCS, everywhere. That champion is probably one of the most picker ban champions in the game, as we do see the Volibear as the first pick for the Wolves.
Yeah, opting in for those bans over there on that side. They did have the first pick and still wanted to get away from that Seraphine and Hecarim. Maybe they were less comfortable on picking those champs in that first rotation, but Volibear right now has risen a little bit in priority. We saw it played over the weekend in LEC. I think it was Yanko's piloting that over there for G2, and it looked pretty good, having that big meatball to stand in front of some of your AD carries here, as we've been seeing a lot more Lucian, Tristana, these kind of champions to hit from the back line. And now we're seeing the Udyr picked over there for the Gators. Turnip's going to be piloting that one himself, and then the Jinx pickup as well. So Giggle wanting to pilot that. One of the strongest AD carries in the current meta. You can definitely 1v9 on that champion, so Giggle is definitely the kind of person to do that.
Yeah, and I really like this response from Wolves. They're going to go with probably one of the most dominant bot lanes in League of Legends that has risen in prominence over the past couple of years, the Caitlyn Morgana. Such a very easy lane just to gain priority in. It's very hard to gank these champions as well because the net and the Black Shield, there's so much safety and there's a lot of damage coming from both of these champions as well. Jinx is going to have to scale up. She is going to be weaker in the early game depending on what she is paired with. The options are a little bit limited because the Morgana did come out. It is going to be the Lulu. It is a safe pick, and it works really well with Jinx, who is a hyper-scaling late game character.
Yeah, that Lulu paired up with any one of these hyper carries, Kog'Maw, Twitch, all these kind of AD carries down there in the bot lane can be so strong come the later stages. You just get that Moonstone Renewer on the Lulu, and you just can make your AD carry invincible. Not to mention that having one of these more supportive, Enchanter supports down there in the bot lane, you can opt in for things like the Kiptic Putrefier, so that your AD carry does not have to buy healing reduction against things like that Volibear. So smart pickup there down there for the Gators, for Banana over there. We've seen him play before. He has done quite well on that champion, and I'm excited to see it coming in here as a rotation against that Morgana. You can do wonders in helping you survive that bot lane. Again, that Caitlyn Morgana, one of the most oppressive bot lane duos, honestly, of all time, and something like a Lulu can help you just survive through that. And now we're seeing the Sylas, Wukong, Gnar, and Malphite bans, both of these top laners liking to play that Malphite as well as the Gnar, so seeing it taken away very early on here. But now we're seeing the set come in there for Orenji over there. Could still be flex, but it's most likely going to be there for Orenji. It is a strong champion as well up in that top lane.
Yeah, and we see the Rammus hover. This would be a very interesting pick. It's very easy to get onto the Jinx with the Rammus, and because Jinx attacks so fast, she gets a lot of damage done to herself. But it looks like it's actually going to be the Karthus. I'm going to be very, very happy with this because obviously my namesake. This is probably my favorite. This is my favorite champion in the game. I love watching this champion pop off, and he can definitely do it against the composition that Gators have drafted.
Yeah, for sure. Having that Karthus there, the Udyr also one of those power farming junglers, so picking something like the Karthus to, kind of match it in that power farming aspect can be very useful for yourself in the jungle there. So and not to mention that they're going to need a little bit more AP on their side. They do have that Caitlyn already, and then the Volibear up there in the top lane and just tank up a lot of damage. So having something here like the Karthus to bring a little bit more of a damage spread there for yourself in AP and AD between the Karthus. And now the Sivir coming in.
We saw this last week.
Yeah, we saw him pull it out in the game 2 after they had gotten smacked in that game 1. Pulling it out in that game 2, pulling out for there in the mid lane against the Lucian, just making the enemy mid laner look like a fool against that Sivir, getting a huge CS lead very early on. So again, Bamford being this AD carry main, having these AD carry picks in his back pocket ready to go is very nice to see here. Now Chaos on one of his signature picks there in the Victor, pulling that out as well. So a lot of comfort around the table for both of these teams, and I'm excited to see which team is really going to be able to use that comfort to secure themselves a lead, because we all know how game 1s go. It can either be a 3-0 or an 0-3 0-3 for yourself if you get a little too tilted in that first game. But as we're loading into this and getting ready for these picks once again, I just want to break down a little bit more of these team compositions. Honestly, I think the team fight there for the Wolves is a little bit better. You have those 280 carries and the Volibear to engage for you, so it can be a little bit easier to start things off, play front to back, and I'm excited to see if they're going to be able to pull that off, or if the Gators can do a little bit more with this sort of flanking from the side here with the set, and kind of just running you down with the Udyr here that the Gators have drafted for themselves.
Yeah, I definitely agree. The Wolves have the engage, they definitely have the damage here, and the Karthus is going to be very instrumental as far as zoning goes. With the Wall of Pain and the Skittles, as we like to call them, it's very easy for him to zone champions off, because those Skittles, they really hurt in the later stages of the game, especially if you're isolated. And just the E going active, especially when he dies in the middle of a team fight, it can spread apart the fight, which is what Gators don't want to happen. They have a 5v5 front to back team fight, and they would have to be running over this Karthus to get to the back line, which could be a bit of a danger.
Yeah, for sure. Having that, ability to space away, build these walls, or build these zones of slowness with that Wall of Pain, and having this area where you can just slow somebody off with the Volibear W there as well, can be very useful coming into some of these objectives in the mid game. Not to mention you have things like the Caitlyn traps to set up around objectives, and Morgana bindings just to lock people up. So a very smart comp here from the Wolves, kind of opting in for almost an Exodia comp here with the double 80 carries, Karthus, and Volibear to just frontline everything. And honestly, it was a smart first couple of picks there. I didn't really mind seeing the Volibear come out early on. It is quite strong as well, can do great into things like that set. It does do quite well in the brawling aspect. If you can get some good trades up there, you don't really lose out too hard. And so far, it's looking like a smart draft from the Wolves, and the Gators here also opting in for something that they're pretty comfortable on. Chaos again on that Victor. Has quite a few plays on that in this last few times of the playoffs, so smart for him to pull it out here. Definitely wants to carry and pop off on that champion. And then Bamboo for that pocket pick on the Sivir, pulling it out once again, wanting to maybe draw out some target bans on it very early on in this series, because this could very well be a series where we go to 5.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I do think that the Gators have drafted a very comfortable composition. Like I said, they are a front-to-back composition as well, so it will be difficult to get through all of the zoning capabilities. And this is also post-buffed Volibear. That Stormcaller, his W, I believe, no, his E, where he brings down the lightning, did get buffed pretty significantly. It's now 750 damage at all ranks instead of a scaling ability. It has its max rank at all ranks now. So it will be a little bit difficult for the set to actually gain priority in this top side of the map. But what I'm most interested in is this jungle matchup here, the Karthus versus the Udyr. We do know both of these champions like to scale, they like to farm quite a lot. Karthus did get hit with a small nerf. His Q damage was reduced a little bit in this patch, but I don't think it matters all too much. It was only 5 damage. They didn't reduce the damage it does to monsters or anything like that. They just reduced the overall damage. So I'm really excited to see what these junglers are going to do, because we did talk about Turnips playing those ganking junglers, which Udyr is very good at. Karthus is okay at it. There is very little setup in the mid lane for gank. There is a lot of setup in the top side. Set can take quite a bit of damage from the Volibear Karthus, and Caitlyn Morgana, that is a very easy lane to gank if you're the Karthus, because of how much CC they have down there in the bot lane. And Jinx Lulu, they do have some counter CC, but it's not nearly as much.
Yeah, that extra little bit of CC you get there from the polymorph, the wild growth, can do it quite a bit for you when you do get that level 6 on the Lulu. But until then, you're kind of a sitting duck if you get spam ganked by this Karthus. You can't really do much against the Wall of Pain. You're still gonna get slowed. Not to mention, if you get hit by a Dark Binding on either one of these two champions, you're pretty much gonna die. So it's gonna be very important for Lulu and Jinx down there, Giggle and Banana Bread down there in the bot lane, to have those quick fingers and have their mechanics on point for this one, because one of these skill shots could very well be their demise. And up in that top lane again, I just want to bring us back to it a little bit. Volibear into Set always being one of these huge lane bully champions, can very, very easily swing a top lane if he does get a very good trade or even a solo kill. So it's going to be important for Dallas up there. He's made it a Dallas diff in games past, had his moments of shining last week, and there he can do it again on that Volibear pick if he's able to get ahead, if he's able to survive through the early game and mid game. So going to be very important for him not to fall behind against Orenji, because Orenji on this other side is no weak top laner himself. This man pops off as well, so Dallas going to have his carry pants on today if he wants to be the difference maker in this one. But we'll see what ends up happening. So far, both these drafts very comfortable for both of these teams. I think both come out with things that they wanted very much, and the Sivir Caitlyn going to be very strong come the late game for the side of the Wolves. Again, they are on this blue side opting in for that Volibear first pick was what they opted in for, so having that rotation there to go for those double 80 carries come the second rotation was what they opted in for. So we'll see what they're able to do with those two champions, but so far I'm liking both of these drafts from both teams. Who do you think really won out on this draft, Dream?
I do think that the later this game goes, the hyperscaling from the Jinx can very easily take over. The hyperscaling from the Victor can easily take over this game. However, there is Sivir and the Caitlyn here. The Sivir is considered by some to be one of those hyperscaling late game champions. I would say she's the weakest of them because of how hard it is for her to get online. And because her build is so unique compared to other the hyperscaling late game carries such as the Vayne and the Jinx, and the Kog'Maw as well. Caitlyn is going to hit a power trough around that 15 to 25 minute mark. She usually doesn't do all that much until she reaches her third item, where things will change very, very quickly.
Yeah, for sure. When she does hit that, we'll see what she can do on that. We got both the teams ready and getting set up into the loading screen. So we're going to be back in a few minutes here as we all get loaded up, get ready for the game, and we'll be back in a few.
I saw you smile from across the bar. Yeah, she was pretty and so close but so far. She flipped her hair and I thought this can't be true. How does a man like me get someone like you? And then she looked at me and I was confused. Everyone here can't be the one that she'll choose. And I looked back and saw the spark in her eyes. This can't be real, my head's telling me lies. Just like them, you're coming closer to me. Come shake me, grab me, so I wake up from this dream. I can't breathe, come at me. I don't know if I can speak. Then she said, come with me and let's be free. The night is young and I think this could go far. The sky is dark but you're my shooting star. Could see her face reflect upon the moon. It was a pretty summer night in June. And then she looked at me and I was confused. Everyone here can't be the one that she'll choose. And I looked back and saw the spark in her eyes. This can't be real, my head's telling me lies. Just like them, you're coming closer to me. Come shake me, grab me, so I wake up from this dream. I can't breathe, come at me. I don't know if I can speak. Then she said, come with me and let's be free. Let's be free.
everybody. We're straight back into the LAS draft playoffs, the finals here. We got the Wolves, we got the Gators. It's going to be a banger of a series, hopefully, here. And over there on the blue side, you already see the Wolves running out into that 5-point start while the Gators are opting in for this 5-point here on the top side. We'll see what ends up happening here. Nothing so far. They're all just sitting in this bush. And they're going to get spotted out, but not much else is going to go down from that. But on the blue side, again, here we got the Wolves. Dallas up there in the top lane on the Volibear. Pig, Boss, Moo in the jungle on the Karthus. Bam, Booper in the mid lane playing his signature Sivir as he pulled out last week. DeFly and Jar Jar down in that bot lane playing Caitlyn and Morgana, the disgusting bot lane duo. Now for the red side, we have the Gators. Orenji in that top lane. Turnips in the jungle there playing the Udyr, while Orenji was on that set in the top lane. Chaos in the mid lane playing the Victor, and then Giggle and Banana Bread down there in that bot lane playing the Jinx plus Lulu combo. So drafts were set earlier, were set up to succeed for both of these teams. Everybody got comfortable picks, and now it's just going to be up to them to perform on these champions.
Yeah, and I wonder what type of game we are going to get here. Is it going to be a very slow pace, very methodical game from both these teams that only will fight during team fights or skirmishes, or is it going to be a bloody mess? I'm very interested to see what's going to happen, because both of these teams, they do have a lot of damage in the early game, a lot of volatility, so it will be interesting what they go for. You see the set is zoned off very easily because the passive is now available for the Volibear, able to just get those free. It's not doing all that much, but it is a deterrent, as we do see the binding go very, very wide there.
Yeah, it does go quite a bit wide down on the bot lane. We're already seeing DeFly and Jar Jar get the better of that early push down there in the bot lane. Gonna be able to set up for Karthus to get at least one of these Scuttle Crabs. Can be a little bit of a struggle when you're playing against Udyr to secure those, as he is very good at brawling early on. So it's going to be up to, these pushing lanes from the side of the Wolves to secure themselves some early Scuttle Crabs. You can already see that Karthus full clearing, as well as Udyr up there on the top side. There's really just going to be a split map for the first couple of minutes here, opting in for opposite jungle pathings. But I think this is going to be fine for the side of the Gators. They have Orenji going against Dallas up here in the top lane. Some early action, not going to be the most here. That Haymaker not going to do that much damage just yet, but Udyr, very good at ganking early on. We could see him very well go for one of these.
Yeah, and we do see the Udyr already coming in right now.
Yeah, he's running in, does use the Bear Stance now. That spell is going to come out. He's waiting, holding onto it. A little bit more damage will do it. He's under tower. Turnips could very well find the kill, but he gets away at the end of the day. Bam Booper just blows the flash and stays alive.
Yeah, but that is a very important flash off the Sivir, and Sivir might have to use teleport to keep that up. The binding just missing there. I thought that was actually going to hit. The hitback being a little bit narrow than I'm used to for that one.
Yeah, almost could have spelled some doom down there in the bot lane for Giggle if it did land, but for now they're going to be just fine. Turnips already getting off to the map, and we were talking about this in the boys on the analyst desk. We're talking about this, Wolven and Mako over there, not to mention Salt. We're talking about how Turnips likes to gank. Early is a little bit more volatile at the early stages of the game, so we can already see him, using that to his advantage and getting onto the map very early on, because Karthus, one of these champions that does not really like to gank a whole lot, likes to definitely get some levels before he starts to get out onto the map. And we're already seeing him has a little bit of a camp lead, but here is the Udyr again in the mid lane. But hold that, because in the top lane we're seeing some action as well. Dallas Kid is getting real good trade against Orenji. This could be a solo kill if he decides to go for it. Both flashes are blown. Actually, Orenji still has not used his. The bite comes out. A little bit more damage will do it. Dallas could very well find it here. He does flash over the fat wall. Gets away at the end of the day. But Dallas definitely getting the better of that trade in the top lane.
Yeah, Dallas flashing over the damage from the true damage from the set there was actually very instrumental for him winning, forcing the flash burn from both champions. But it is going to be a possible teleport advantage if Orenji decides to use it. Looks like he is just going to walk back to lane, so he will still have that teleport. Never mind, it is going to be the teleport used, and that might be a mistake here. That is a big minion wave.
Yeah, that's a fatty minion wave, but Orenji does have a ton of base damage here on the set. Haymaker comes out, but it's not going to do the most just yet. It does take quite a bit of damage back, but Turnips again here. Chaos and him have just been bullying Van Booper here. The stun now comes out. A little bit more damage will do it. Karthus is here, but that's going to be the first blood going over to Turnips on the Udyr. Not going to be the most just yet. TP is now coming in for Dallas, but too little too late as his mid laner has already died. That's going to be 400 gold going over to the Udyr very early on in this game. 5 minutes in, and he has quite a decent amount of gold in his back pocket now.
Yeah, the Udyr is really going to like that, especially because the...
No, nothing down here on the bot lane.
Going to happen. I paused there for a second just in case, but we do have the Sivir actually swapping to the top lane here. At least for now, I'm not sure, but Dallas might be in trouble here. He is getting
Could
chased
be in a
down.
very bad spot. A little bit more damage will do it. A little bit more. The burning from the corrupting pot almost goes down. Molly Bear barely able to stay alive. Dallas getting away with barely any health left. That's probably like 10, 15 health at the end of the day, but Chaos is definitely going forward there, using the flash even to try and get that solo kill, but now Jar Jar and Defly are getting a little bit of a better trade down here. That's going to be the extra bit of damage there coming in from the Trap and Dark Binding combo, but again, it's just not meaning a whole lot here from the side of the Wolves. They haven't been able to do a whole lot so far in this game, but again, not really the team that's going to be doing a whole lot at the early stages. They really just want to scale, get some items, get some early plates, but that could very well spell some early gold, some early objectives getting here taken from the side of the Gators.
Yeah, and I will say that despite the first blood going onto the Udyr here, the Karthus has been just straight farming very, very well here. The dragon is going to go down for the side, to the side of Gators here, so it is going to be the first Infernal Drake going down. I'm going to go ahead and consult my chart just to see what we're going to have for the second one. It is going to be a Cloud, so... Infernal and Cloud. We should have an Ocean Soul this game around.
Ocean Soul might be what they need there.
Yeah, Ocean Soul would be very instrumental for the side of Wolves to actually stick into these fights a lot easier. But that is speculation. Sometimes I am wrong. I won't say I'm 100% right, but we do have another fight in the top lane here.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of damage come down onto Renji already. Dallas getting the better of the trade. That bite comes out, does a whole lot of damage. Stormbringer as well hits onto him. And now he's going to get flipped back into the back side of that. That's going to be a whole lot of damage. Renji getting the better of this so far. And now Dallas looking real bad in this trade so far. For Renji wanted to, he could try to look for something, but Pig is here. He's looking for something. Flashes in, uses that wall of pain to slow him down. The Skittles are coming out. A whole lot of damage. Requiem could very well take him out, but it's not going to be enough. Haymaker saves him at the end of the day. That shield coming in clutch there for Renji in that top lane.
Yeah, and Dallas needs to be a little bit careful. He is really, really low, but it is going to be Renji surviving that gank in the top side of the map. We did talk about how Karthus' ganking isn't the best there, and because Dallas was so low, he didn't really have any backup. The flash actually burned as... oh no.
Yeah, Jarger and the Fly were a little bit too far up in that lane. They kind of noticed that four-man play was happening a little bit too late. Chaos and Turnips were off the map for about 3 minutes, or about 2 minutes, excuse me, and it ended up just costing them. They didn't actually really back up at all in that lane. They pushed in the extra wave, and they ended up costing a little bit for themselves. That is going to be Jar Jar going down, giving up a kill over there to the Jinx. Not really who you want your money on, but Turnips is still looking for some more, but he's getting real low. Chaos Sword comes out, whole lot of damage going back down. Chaos takes down one already. Pig not able to stay alive from that burst there from the Victor, and he ends up costing with his life. That's going to be 3-0 over there towards the side of the Gators already. 8 minutes into this game, and they're looking real clean.
Yeah, they might not be able to get this here. Oh, no. No,
It just smites it away.
No. The smite actually healing him back up to half HP there, despite the Caitlyn ultimate. And the Sivir Q coming out pretty much at the same time, doing a lot of damage to him. But the Fly might be in a little bit of trouble as the Jinx is going to just rocket her back into the tower. As we do see the wave pushing in the bot side, we can take a little bit of a look at the CS differences between the two teams here. The top side is going heavily in favor of Renji there. That is mainly due, I think, to the fact that Dallas is fighting constantly with this set. And not doing as much CS as we got another fight in the top lane, as I'm just saying.
We're all beat down, call this WWE, because it might be staged, but so far Dallas and Renji are just brawling back and forth. That's what I like to see up there in the top lane. Both these top laners honestly really, really aggressive in their play style, like to play forward, and It's really just a brawl up there in the top lane, and making it look like a boxing match so far between a bear and the sets. But so far, it's going pretty in the favor of Orange. He does have quite a bit of sustain there just with the set passive, and now Chaos getting a plate for himself in the mid lane. Gonna feel real good on that Victor. So just a whole lot of things going right for the Gators so far in this game, and it's only 10 minutes in. This next dragon is going to be spawning in about 1:30 here. Just a few more seconds here until that is up, until we're going to see probably some action around it. But Chaos really not wanting to give it up. Hold that, because Dallas could be very well going down. Stormbringer comes out. Turnips could be in a bad spot, but Dallas going to be able to stay alive with that Stormbringer.
Yeah, and the Chaos Storm is going to be used in the mid lane here. Or, no, Grudge Singularity, that's what it's called? No. What? Does it have a secondary name when it's active?
Maybe. Probably.
Okay. Yeah, because I hovered over it and it said Grudge Singularity when I hovered over it, and then it changed back to Chaos Storm. Okay, anywho, the Chaos Storm is used in the mid lane just to try and shove this Sivir out. As you can see, Sivir literally has 0 mana. We can't even see the mana on the bar on the side here. As Caitlyn is going to respond with those 3 plates taken in the bot side, she's going to get 2 solo plates. I'm going to feel pretty good about that, but still down about 300 gold here in the bot lane between the two 80 carries.
Yeah, not gonna be feeling that good. But Bambooper taking a pretty bad trade there in the mid lane. TP straight onto the minions, but Chaos is there ready to fight. And now this Cloud Dragon is spawning up, and Pig is a little bit too far back in his base. Is not really on the map yet. They're gonna start it up here for the Gators.
Yeah, and I think they just give this. This is something that I have seen the side of. Oh no.
Bambooper could getting real low there against that Dragon Pit. Not going to feel the best just yet. Pigbox is here on the other side. Jar Jar now ulting in with the Dark Chains, but Dallas is here as well. TP'd in already. Set is coming in on the backside, though. He is behind everybody. It's going to be very bad. Dallas is in the back line, not really defending his team here, but DeFly is going to be the first one going down. That kill's going to go over there to the side of the set. Turnips is now on this Karthus here. Not going to be the most just yet. Dallas is going to try and get away. Bambooper could be in a bad spot here as well. One more auto attack will kill Bambooper. That's going to be it. Double kill now for the Udyr. Going to be taken down. Dallas up there in the top lane of Renji here, trying to just chase him down. That W is not going to be enough to kill him, but that's going to be 3 kills taken there over to the side of the Gators. So that play just went completely wrong for the side of the Wolves.
Yeah, Wolves being really, really late to the play there, and we saw that the Karthus did try to zone out Chaos there in the jungle, and the dragon was taken, and then they just turned. The Caitlyn, the DeFly was out of position there, ended up getting caught between a wall and 4 enemy champions there. The Morgana not able to do much disengage, burning the ultimate, only landing on 1 person, and it wasn't able to stun either. Chaos is going to get so much in this mid lane. He's going to get another turret plating here. Strangely enough,
Oh man, Bambooper, you're just getting ran down. That's gonna be a flash hit. Chaos with a solo kill in the mid lane. Feeling real good on himself there on that Victor. The pick he's pulled out time and time again for the side of the Gators just to pull it out. And he's just making it look real easy in that mid lane. We know we're hyping up Bambooper Sivir here, but against this Victor, it's just looking like he's not able to do anything on this champion.
Yeah, it feels like Chaos is basically telling Bambooper, please don't disrespect me with these mid lane 80 carries anymore. It doesn't work.
The root does land on the bot lane. That's going to be the Piltover Peacemaker, finding some extra damage onto Banana Bread. That 8's in the hole, going to find a little bit extra damage there. Almost goes down there. Chaos is just in the enemy jungle here. Does not want to let up at all. Jar Jar and DeFly are playing forward, though. These guys do not want to give up anything on this bot side, but they can't really do anything as the bot or as the mid jungle duo here from the side of the Gators are just invading their Karthus, and it's going to mean a whole lot because Karthus likes to just keep on farming, and if he can't do that, he can never really get to those power spikes. You can see here he's not even finished his first item, while the Udyr has that Turbo Chem Tank and those Mercury Treads. So that Karthus against that Udyr in the jungle is not going to be feeling good at all.
Yeah, and we do see another fight in the top lane. RNG is going to get the better of that trade because of that damage from the true damage there. But Bear can handle the damage from that pretty fine. He'll be able to stay in the lane for a while yet. As we do see the CS The gap has closed quite a bit. It is now only about a 12 CS difference between the two champions. Oh no.
Oh god, Orenji could just be brawling onto Dallas here. This could be where he dies. The Showstopper's going to come out very early on. The Stormbringer's not really going to do anything to get him away at all. Dallas is just a big bear, not able to do anything against this brawler here. Dallas could very well be going down. Turnips is here as well. That's just going to be him going down straight in a solo kill against Orenji in that top lane. This 8-0 in kills. The Wolves not looking good in this first game so far. It's about 5,000 gold in the lead. 1 tower behind, 2 dragons behind as well, and they're just not been able to do a whole lot. Super Mega Death Rocket is going to come out and find its target. Jar Jar's getting ran down on the tower as well. Double kill for Giggle in the bot lane. He's just running down the bot lane as well, and now No Lane is winning here from the side of the Wolves. It's not looking good at all for them. Pig could be in a bad spot as well. That's going to be the flash in from Banana Bread. He's trying to look for the extra damage. The Ignite comes down as well. Polymorph plus Wild Growth going to keep his 80 carry alive and in the most safe spot he's ever been in his life. Top turret going to be going down as well. That's all 3 tier 1s from the side of the Gators going into their back pockets. A lot of gold. Almost 8,000 gold in the lead here. Exactly 8,000 gold in the lead here. Feeling real good after the first 15 minutes of this game.
Now, I gotta ask you this at this point. We're 16 minutes in, 3 turrets to 0, about an 8,000 gold lead. Is this a shutout?
I think this might be a perfect game from the side of the Gators.
You think it's possible? You think there's a chance they get a perfect game here?
I think there's a good chance we see a perfect game, but, you know, oh god, Jar Jar misses that Dark Binding completely. Turnips just running around, running circles around this poor little Morgana. Could get you in a bad spot here, though, but his entire team's here. Going to be feeling pretty good. This third dragon now with no real contest to be had here. Could very well go to the side of the Gators again, but yeah, man, Dream, I think we're going to see a clean game 1 here from the side of the Gators. It could be very well over. 11 kills to 0, 7,000 gold in the lead, 3 towers, 3 dragons. There's not a whole lot you can do from the side of the Wolves to even try to hold on. Yes, you can try to clear these waves with the Caitlyn, the Sivir, the Karth is here, but you're not really going to be able to do a whole lot unless you're able to survive for another 30 minutes. But, you know, we've seen crazier things happen in LAS draft, so maybe we might see the miracle comeback here happen for the Wolves, but right now it's looking very, very, very Gators favored in this first game.
Yeah, and never mind, we are not going to get a perfect game here. The first tower on the top side is going to be taken. We do see Turnips might be in a little bit of trouble here. No, he's just going to run away, and so are the 2 top laners here. There are 4 people on this top side of the map, and we do have the Baron spawning here in 1 minute and 50 seconds. I do not think that the side of Wolves are going to conceivably go for that at the 20-minute mark. So being on this top side, there really isn't any sort of neutral objective out at the current moment. So as we do fight,
that's a fast bear. Call him Usain Bolt because he's running in. Jar Jar now in the back line trying to find 2 with his ultimate. Does not root up anybody. He's going to be going down first. Chaos picking up the kill to him. That Udyr just ran through 3 people. Did not give a single, you know, anything. Did not care at all against those champions. And just completely runs through the team. Rip Trail going to be used on this top side now. Going to be used to break down this top tier 2 most likely here, but we'll see if the Wolves can do anything to stop it. Doesn't really look like they're going to be able to. Chaos is now just using the Chaos Storm, his namesake, on the champion, but for now he's feeling pretty good on this Victor. 3 kills in the lead. Luden's Echo completed. The Udyr just stopping there, looking menacingly at Dallas, and now they could be in a very bad spot as this tier 2 has already gone down. Dallas could very well go down. A little bit more damage would have done it, but for now, the side of the Gators could be very well just locking out this game, trying to make it look clean as the Baron is spawning in 30 seconds.
Yeah, the Sivir on the other side did manage to get another turret there, so it's not going to be a total loss here, but I will take a tier 1 tower for 2 tier 2 towers any day. So it's starting to look really, really bad. As the Baron spawning here in 20 seconds here, the Soul is available for the side of Gators in about 2.5 minutes. This game is already really, really out of hand here. We're closing the gap to almost a 10,000 gold lead here, and we're just reaching the 20-minute mark right now.
Yeah,
This
barely. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, we've seen teams come back from bigger deficits than this. It usually is the mid game where the team composition that the Wolves has really turns on here. We do see that the side of the Wolves, they have completed their first items here, but Bamboo
Oh god, Chaos gonna go down as well. That's a whole lot of damage to the Chaos Storm. A little bit more would have done it. He flashes in, find the Q. A little bit more will do it. Auto comes out. Chaos with another solo kill against Van Booper. Even though using the flash there to try and stay alive, but it doesn't happen. And now we'll see what they're able to do with that pick. Because right now Dallas is trying to find something. Just really just pushing away the set. Not gonna mean the most. He even uses that Jinx laughing emoji to BM him a little bit. But for now, the four-man duo from the side, I don't know what to call that, quadruplet, from the side of the Gators here on the bot side is going to be pushing on the second tier 2 that they want. All tier 2s are gone now, going to be pushing out onto these inhibitors. The only thing, keeping them out of harm's way for the side of the Wolves is those Caitlyn traps, the extra wave clear from the Karthus, and not going to be able to do a whole lot besides that. They have so much damage here, so many items in the lead here for the side of the Gators that you can just shut out completely these zones of control. You can see the vision control for the side of the Gators. Everything is red from the river forward. They have no wards in the river for the side of the Wolves, and if they decide to just start up this dragon or this Baron, you can't really do a whole lot about it.
Yeah, and something I want to also take a note of here is the vision scores from the entire Gators lineup. Every single one of these people is putting in hard work to make sure that this vision stays very consistent. We do see that the highest vision in the game is from Jar Jar, but that's because there's so much vision in his jungle, and he's the only one with the sweepers right now.
It's a fast pair. He's running in very fast. Turnip's already in the back line. Jar Jar is here trying to do something on this Morgana. Not able to find the engage that wanted. Chaos going to be picking up first already. To fly is now looking in the back line. Stormbringer comes down onto 3, but the bear is not doing enough in the back line. Is not fighting anybody. He's just trying to do his best to keep his team alive. Reggie not going to be able to knock him back. Chaos finds the double kill on the back side of that. Are they going to be able to find more here for the side of the Gators? That Requiem does 0 damage onto any of the carries from the side of the Gators. To fly is just going to get beaten down by the bear. Udyr finding another one. Chaos trying to find his third here. That's going to be Bam Booper just backing in the face of him. That's going to be the ace for the side of the Gators. And now 18-0 in the kills. The soul being picked up here. 6 towers going to go for the Baron, making this one look very, very easy. The first game of the series looking clean in the side of the Gators.
And this is going to be the Baron here and probably the end. They have the Soul, 18 kills to 0. They have an 11,000 gold lead, which is only going to increase once this Baron comes in. And there is still a lot of gold to be spent just to make the side of the Gators even stronger. We have 1,400 on the Victor, 704 on that scoreline, 505 on that 80 carry. Every one of these champions is fed. The Lulu has been around for 11 of the 18 kills, being very instrumental in these fights here. Whenever somebody gets low, she just shields them. If they get even lower, she ults them. It's just so difficult. There's so much heal for the side of Gators here, and when you're this far behind, it's going to take an absolute miracle to come back in this game.
Yeah, gonna need everything and the kitchen sink to just try to put something together here for the side of the Wolves. Try to make a last stand at their inhibitor towers, as they are now probably going to be getting pushed onto. And for the side of the Gators here, you're gonna be feeling real good if you're able to close this one out like this. Feeling real good after this game 1 and try to turn it on into the next games of the series. But for the Wolves, definitely gonna be needing a mental reset as and look back on how everything went wrong for them. From starting very early on, they gave away that first blood over to Turnips there in the jungle. We've been giving a lot of credit here to Chaos on this Victor pick, but honestly, Turnips has been started with the spam ganking right against that Sivir, blowing those early summoner spells, and now Bam Booper could be cut off here. Yeah, we might be seeing a little bit of tilt here. Just gets destroyed there against the Victor, not able to do anything to stay alive, and now those inhibitor towers are getting pushed onto. They're going to try their best here for the side of the Wolves to, keep them alive, not let them take too much damage. But if you're the Gators, you're just going to be looking to clean this one up, move on to game 2, and already be thinking of that strategy for the second game.
Yeah, we do see that it is going to be a 1-3-1. They're trying to get these waves to come in at the same time. Oh no.
Yeah, Jar Jar might be just in the worst spot ever. Chaos picks up another one, 9-0-4. This Victor, I don't know. It's disgusting to see how much damage you can output at 2 items, 2.5 items. It just does so much. And now Dallas and Pig are just getting blown up here under their towers. Giggle picking up another one under that tower. Turnup's just running in there, has the wild growth on top of him to try and keep him alive a little bit more. That's going to be one kill taken over to the side of the Wolves. They're going to be able to find one. Orenji could be in a bad spot as well. Chaos here as well. They're just fighting under the towers. This could be a little bit of gold that they needed to come back, but that's going to be the Ultra Mega Death Rock coming out from the Jinx to pick out another one. Chaos is not able to do anything, and it's going to be Giggle just running him down. The Fly goes down as well. The double kill picked up for the Jinx. Giggle and Chaos are going to be looking to end the game here. Jar Jar not able to do anything except watch his base fall to pieces. The Gators made this one look easy from minute 1 to minute 5 to minute 26. They're going to be able to take this one down and take up the first game in this series.
And that was, wow, that was probably the most dominant game from a team that I have ever seen. And at least in LAS draft, I've seen some pretty crazy stuff from the LTS and from LRS as well. But that was utter domination. They did manage to not go completely deathless there. The Orenji, Turnips, and Banana Bread dropping kills there. I'm pretty sure the report buttons are being spammed from the side of Gators, but that is not the showing you wanted in the first game of finals if you were the Wolves.
Yeah, for sure. Not the first game that you wanted to see, but again, this is a 5-game series. It is not over yet. We saw them have a similar death here. We are going to be sending it to break very shortly, but again, this is not the end of the game, the end of the line. They still have 2 more games at least to play, and we'll see if they can make it come back. But for now, we're going to send it to break. We'll be back in a few for the analyst breakdown a little bit more.
Also, don't pick Sivir mid in this scenario.
I hear the roar of resistance. It's vibrating through my bones. I'm breathing in my existence. It's waking up my soul. Don't run for cover. When the sky above is torn.
I'll be funneling.
Alright, everyone, welcome back. Here we are, back on the desk to break down a little bit of game number 1. So, how do you think that game went, guys? I think it was pretty one-sided, but I'd like to hear more about you guys, about what you think about what happened and what could have gone better.
My first complaint is it started with draft. The blue side for Wolves,
I'll
you're
be
banning
funneling.
Hecarim and Seraphine. I understand the Thresh ban. You don't want to, because I understand you might not be comfortable putting it on Jar Jar, and you're scared of it on the form of Banana, but you're banning 2 first pickable champions
Right.
on blue side. I don't like that. One or the
My
other is
bigger-
fine.
Yeah, my bigger issue is that you're banning both of those champions, and then you're B1ing Volibear, which is safely assumed to be top. We know that Pig plays carry junglers. You're gonna be putting it on Dallas, and then you know that the Udyr's happening because that's the final power pick left on the patch.
Yep.
It gets taken away, and you pick Karthus into it.
Yeah, they sort of picked like a tier 3 jungler into a tier 1. I don't know if that was the motive.
And then on top of that, you pick Silver mid into a and then you don't ban Chaos and
I'll be
Victor,
funneling.
so you know he's gonna play Victor. On top of that, so it's just Karthus is like Mako said and Otha says, Karthus is only good into a winning lanes. He if he has winning lanes, then he's a good jungler. If he doesn't, you just saw what happened.
Yeah, you need to have some form of prio, otherwise you're going to get invaded and you're not going to be able to use your R at all.
Yeah, to be entirely fair, the Karthus into Udyr on paper isn't bad, but
yeah, you have to take into account your lanes.
You have to have some sort of priority.
Yeah, the
Otherwise, you're
Sivir
just
wasn't
getting
able to.
invaded.
Yeah.
Sivir was just absolutely
And
outplayed.
then
Like
one of the other things we saw is that Jar Jar's black shields. He wasn't black shielding the CC for the fly or any of his teammates. He was just kind of black shielding the black shield.
So maybe he wasn't
that
super confident.
threw a lot of fights. Yeah, that threw a lot of fights.
Yeah.
So maybe not put him on the Morgana. Maybe he's not comfortable with Morgana. Maybe he's more comfortable because every time I see Jar Jar, he does well with hard engaged CC champions like Alistar, Braum, Taric. So maybe you should resort to putting him on those instead of the Morgana. And if you're concerned that Banana's gonna play Morgana, just take away the Morgana. And
off
just
the
leave
table.
up the Seraphine. And you can leave the Seraphine up because what is Seraphine gonna do against a Taric? I'm just gonna be honest. Nothing. She's not.
Well, I think the bigger the capstone for draft is Wolves set themselves up with something really hard to execute on, and then the game proceeded as it should have. I mean, they had 3 losing lanes, and so they got jungle gapped early via having prio, and then Gators did a really fantastic job of not letting them back into it. They made almost no mistakes before closing the game out.
Right.
As seen in the scoreline.
I think what I would tell the Wolves is remember the Crusaders series. Well, you guys were losing 1-2, and you guys drafted something super simple, straightforward, and you executed it.
Right.
You executed it well. Do something you know you can execute and stick to it, because that's how you're going to win. You're not going to win by magically picking something up first time.
Definitely. So everyone is ready up in lobby, so we are going to get into draft. But real quick, I just want to ask you guys adaptations that the
funneling.
Wolves need to make going into game number 2. Just
I already
one
said my
sentence
2
each.
cents.
Yep, you've said your 2
They
cents.
need to work on macro. If you're gonna pick a jungler that needs winning lanes, pick winning lanes. Make sure that your lanes are gonna win. Also, one thing I say about Pig objectives. Pig
Right.
lost every single objective that game.
All right then.
I think the every single objective is in the jungle matchup. So that's all I would have to fix.
That's fair. So with that, we'll head over to draft. We'll welcome back Mr. Dream and Gundo as we get things started. See how things are gonna roll with the game number 2. Let's see what's happening.
I'll be funneling.
All right. Thank you, my wonderful analyst desk, for breaking it down, letting us know what was going down there. Again, this is game 2 of the Gators versus the Wolves. We saw a stomping last game from the Gators. We'll see if they can make it happen again. But for now, we're going into game 2, fresh start. We need the Wolves to have a mental reset to make this one competitive. And for now, we're already seeing some champs banned away from the one side. The Karma also already taken off the table as it was last game. But Dream, what are your thoughts on that last game? Because we were talking about it like mid-cast, like, is this going to be the wipe, the perfect game, as we were trying to say? Is it going to be, completely run down? And it kind of was until those 3 kills were given away at the end of the game. But for now, it's just really was just that wipe away from the Gators.
Yeah, they on paper those drafts were supposed to be very, very good into each other, but the Wolves, it didn't seem like they wanted to play that first game because of how terrifyingly, I don't know if it was just the Wolves not wanting to play or just the Gators just flexing, because they got comfort picks pretty much across the board. The draft didn't really seem like the Wolves were trying to ban champions that were player centric. Maybe it's because there are so many champions here that the side of Gators play. It's kind of hard to just straight ban them out. We do see that this game there has been a slight adaptation. The Lulu going to be banned away by the Wolves, so that's going to leave open, you know it, you hate it or love it, it's going to be the Hecarim followed by the Udyr possibly for the Wolves.
Yeah, that adaptation being made over here from the Wolves. They were not on the blue side this time around. They could not have that first pick, so opting into giving away that Hecarim so they could get themselves that Udyr. Honestly, I think you could have, given away that Udyr ban if you were the Gators, but then the Wolves could have just banned away that Hecarim, of course. So, interesting draft so far from both teams. That Udyr going to be locked in for the side of the Wolves. We're going to see Pig on that one himself, and now the Morgana picking up once again for Jar Jar. We'll see if we can make a difference this game, because last game they were doing quite well in that bot lane at the very early stages. They got some early pushes very early on, got some plates, but after that 2v2 kill that we saw, or that 2v2 double kill that we saw there from the side of the Gators, it just kind of went downhill for that bot lane.
Yeah, it just seemed like they weren't synergizing very well. We did see Jar Jar missing a lot of those bindings, which could have changed the entire face of that bot lane if those landed. Some of them just going straight out into left field, completely missing their mark by a wide margin. I'm not sure if Jar Jar is trying to galaxy brain people and just predict that they're going to walk 20 steps to the right. But it does. I do hope that Jar Jar does better on this pick here. It also could be a mid lane pick for Van Booper, but we will have to see here, as the Victor is going to be locked in again for the side of Gators. Once again, the comfort is coming out, and honestly, if you're the Wolves, you got to be a little scared, because last time you played against this Victor in the last game, he kind of one-shot everybody as, okay, that's a Soraka pick.
Yeah, the Rocket coming out, we have seen it get, quite a few buffs all throughout this last year through Season 11. Has been slowly getting buffed up and has been coming kind of back into, just in solo queue and stuff. Its win rate has shot up a little bit. So interesting to see what Banana Bread can do on that. Played the Lulu last game, looked pretty good on that. It was banned away this time around, but he opts in for the other Enchanter support down there in that bot lane that was left open. But something I just want to point out here is the fact that Van Booper does like to play these 80 carries, right? I would like to see something a little bit more aggressive than the Sivir this time around, maybe something like the Lucian. I think their plan there for that Sivir last game was to, try and get a win on it and then get those bans out very early on, but didn't end up going their way at all. So this time around, we're going to see if he opts in for something different. It is going to be that Syndra. Going to see if he can make a little bit more of a difference there in that mid lane this time around, but for now, they're going for a little bit different of a draft this time around, right? The set taken away now. They don't want to see those counter picks coming in for that top lane as well.
Yeah, I do like this Syndra adaptation. Syndra is a very staple champion in the mid lane. I'm pretty sure she's gone about 4 seasons without having dropped out of the meta in mid lane now. And she's fairly good into the Victor, able to zone him off fairly well. We do see the Vayne also banned away. We saw what a Vayne can do in the hands of Giggle. and it is pretty terrifying. So, good thing that that's going to be banned away here, as the Wolves are going to go into their next picks. We do see the Wukong and the Silas banned away as well. Pretty much the same bans. I'm pretty sure those are the exact same bans from the last game. They didn't change a single thing. Why did they need to? They absolutely dominated game one, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
Right, exactly. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. We're seeing a pretty similar draft come out here from the Gators. Have that very hyper carry oriented jungler there, plus a supportive or enchanter support down there in the bot lane. And now we'll see what the Wolves end up opting into. That Jinx is still available, so maybe they might pick it up. The Ashe is going to be the one locked in now for the fly down in the bot lane. We've seen him have some miracle arrows in the past, so we'll see if he can make them happen this game. But Ashe has fallen a little bit out of the meta. One of those champions that can, always be useful. Likes to get picks, likes to use that enchanted crystal arrow to find people lacking in the side lanes and things like that. But there's a reason why it has fallen out. Is a little bit weaker than some of these other champions. I'm surprised we're not seeing a whole lot of Kai'Sa priority here. Is left available in this game. We've seen it around the world, so maybe one of these guys is going to pick it up. We'll see if Giggle ends up opting into it, or if he's just going to go back to that Jinx down there in the bot lane.
Yeah, and I don't see why not. The Soraka is fairly similar to the Lulu as far as keeping your AD carry alive goes. Obviously not going to do shielding, but just straight healing this time around. But the Ashe is a good adaptation with the Morgana here. There is a lot of poke and CC. Could be a little bit harder for the Soraka to actually be able to heal the Jinx up. And obviously she cannot heal herself, so if they focus her out, then it makes the Jinx significantly weaker in that lane because of how easy it is to poke those champions out with the two champions they have there in the bot lane. And it is going to be the counter pick for the top side. They were saving this, so definitely might be the Dallas diff incoming this time around, seeing as how they gave him the counter pick.
Yeah, counter pick given away to Dallas this time around. Orenji, though, opting in for that Malphite up there in that top lane. Did play last week, did pretty well on it as for himself. Able to find some nice engages on that and get a pretty good score line at the end of the day. And that's going to be the Scion, though, coming out from Dallas. One of those very, very tanky top laners that can just frontline an entire damage source. So for now, we'll see what these two top laners can do against each other. But honestly, I like seeing things like the Scion come out. It is one of those more, scaling top laners. Not to mention that, not to say that Malphite doesn't scale himself, but Scion having that permanent health stacking on his W can be very good at the very late stages of the game. But Wolves here not really opting in for the highest amount of late game. They have the Ashe here. That's not known as one of these hyper late game AD carries. You really like to look for picks and stuff at level 6 or find engages with that at level 6. So we'll see what they can do here. But for now, they're looking like they got things that they wanted this time around, getting a better jungle matchup for themselves than last game, and maybe a better mid lane matchup as well with that Syndra. So honestly, Dream, what do you think about the Wolves draft this time around? Do you think they have a chance this game, or are we going to be seeing another Gators rundown?
Honestly, on paper, I would say the Wolves definitely have a much stronger team composition than last time. I really like the Syndra pick. I do like the adaptation of the Ashe. Makes it a little bit harder for Jinx to actually get ahead in this lane. The Udyr and Hecarim have become a very classic matchup in the higher echelons of play. Hecarim always going to be useful because he has that fear, while Udyr is going to be very strong at ganking in the early stages of the game. And the top side, it's a meatball fest. I'm not even going to pay attention to it unless something crazy happens where Scion does more damage than this Malphite's anticipated and he doesn't just walk away like a good tank should do. So I do like the Wolves comp on paper. However, the Gators have proven time and time again that they can even have the weaker comp and they will still outplay you because they're just team fighting better. Their macro is better. So
yeah, macro and team fighting, two of the most crucial things in League of Legends, especially in competitive play, as we have here. So we'll see if the adaptation can be made here from the Wolves to try and make something happen earlier in the game, because last game we just saw them leading on and on and on, giving away those 3 dragons at the 15-minute mark. Of course, they were down quite a bit of gold by then, but not really able to contest anything around the map. So hopefully the adaptation in the draft will be enough to get them through this game. But honestly, I think we're gonna start to need. We're gonna need to start to see the carries from the side of the Wolves, put on their carry pants a little bit more, because last game Chaos just outclassed Bambooper in that mid lane, and DeFly was not really able to get off to the races on that Caitlyn, even though he did opt in for that pick against the Jinx. But for now, I think both teams, again, getting things that they're very comfortable on. We've seen Orendi play this Malphite. We've seen Turnips play this Hecarim. Victor has always been a staple pick for Chaos there in that mid lane. So I think it's just comfort, again, coming out from the side of the Gators, and Wolves trying to switch things up a bit, because after that first game, you got to be feeling a little tilted. You kind of got clapped at the very early stages, and as the game went on, it just you couldn't come back at all. So adaptations have been made, and we'll see if they're enough to help them make a comeback in the second game.
Yeah, and Wolves, they have to make sure that first game isn't infecting their minds right now, because you play that type of game and then you realize that you still have 2 more games to go, and if they go anything like that first game, it could just be a clean 3-0 sweep for the Gators here. It's such a precarious position for the Wolves to be in, because they had to fight tooth and nail just to be here, taking down 2 of the best teams that the LAS draft has to offer, only to fight the Gators, which is the best team in LAS draft in my personal opinion. And to topple these Titans, they have to really dig deep here, and they got 2 more games at the very least to do it. And if that first game infects their mental too much, we might only get 3 games tonight.
Yeah, we've seen the Gators do it before. Maybe they're looking to do it again here, make it a quick 3-0, but the last 2 times in the playoffs, in the quarterfinals and semifinals, were able to make it look easy for themselves. So maybe looking to speed run the playoffs overall, make it that 9-0 run. But for now, the Wolves trying to play spoiler to that dream. And now, honestly, I think this draft is quite a bit better. It's a little bit more stable than last game. That silver pick, while it was good for them last week, it just wasn't there that last game around. So maybe this is what they need now. The Syndra gives a little bit more of a better spread of damage. You get that AP in the mid lane. Can make it a little bit easier to gank that Victor early on, as you do have some setup with the Scatter of the Weak. So we'll see if they end up going towards that mid lane and trying to target Chaos there on that Victor again, because Victor, not one of those, super flashy champions that can just dash over walls or make these big plays happen. It does like to scale quite a bit, but we saw last game, Chaos just absolutely popping off on that pick. Did get quite a bit of help from Turnips there in the jungle, but honestly, Chaos doing a lot of work on that Victor himself. So he's going to be looking to do it again this game. Was not banned away from him, so I guess Bambooper is comfortable playing into it, but hopefully we do not see another game like last one where that Victor just took over the game alongside that Udyr. A minute 30 till we're into the game and loading in, so I just want to give a quick rundown lane by lane on who honestly you think wins these, and who do you think is going to get those early pushes, and honestly going to be able to get their junglers those early advantages.
Well, the top lane, it's a meatball fest, but Sion does have a bit more base damage than the Malphite, especially with the Q at max stack. The Malphite is going to probably poke him out with the Arcane Comment, so I do think that is going to be a very even matchup in the top side of the map. I don't think anybody's going to get a significant advantage over the other, besides maybe a little bit more CS for the Sion because of how easy it is for him to clear waves. In the jungle, it's a very heavy skill matchup. I do think that it could go either way, but we have seen Turnips we saw Turnips outclass Pig last game, so I am going to give it just over to Turnips just because of how great this person is, especially on this Hecarim. We've seen him play the Hecarim before, and Chaos on this Victor. We saw him last game, we saw him in the highlights before the games even started. This is probably one of his favorite champions. He is going against the Syndra, which is going to be a lot harder for him to actually get onto and fight. The Syndra is very good at disengage. Now that bot lane here, that is probably going to be the most volatile lane just because the Ashe is a mid-game carry, so she is going to power spike right around that 20-25 minute mark, and she is going to do quite a bit of damage, but the Jinx Soraka has a lot of sustain, and it will be very hard to actually kill them in lane.
Yeah, so the stage is set, the lanes are ran down. We're gonna go into spectator delay. We're gonna wait for these guys for us to get all synced up, and we'll be back in a few.
I saw you smile from across the bar. Yeah, she was pretty and so close but so far. She flipped her hair and I thought this can't be true. How does a man like me get someone like you? And then she looked at me and I was confused. Everyone here can't be the one that she'll choose. And I looked back and saw the spark in her eyes. This can't be real, my head's telling me lies. Just like that, you're coming closer to me. Come shake me, grab me, so I wake up from this dream. I can't breathe, come at me. I don't know if I can speak. Then she said, come with me and let's be free. The night is young and I think this could go far. The sky is dark but you're my shooting star. Could see your face reflect upon the moon. It was a pretty summer night in June. And then she looked at me and I was confused. Everyone here can't be the one that she'll choose. And I looked back and saw the spark in her eyes. This can't be real, my head's telling me lies. Just like that, you're coming closer to me. Come shake me, grab me, so I wake up from this dream. I can't breathe, come at me. I don't know if I can speak. Then she said, come with me and let's be free.
Alright, everybody, we're back into the finals of the LAS Draft Playoffs. It is the Wolves versus the Gators once again. The Gators over here on the red side, or excuse me, on the blue side this time around. The Wolves switching it over to the blue side, or the red side over there. I just confused myself so much, but we're back into this one. It's 1-0 over to the first game on the Gators over there. Picking up that first game so far. Feeling real good after that one. Almost completely wiping the floor with the Wolves, but we'll see if the Wolves can make an adaptation with this draft. They opted in for some different picks and going to be looking to make something happen this one.
Yeah, definitely curious. The Hecarim playing with fire just a little bit there. He will see that he might have seen that Udyr walk away there. Something a little bit funny though was to fly actually forgetting his items as they were running out of base, had to run back just to go grab him. As Picnic is oh no.
Yeah, he's doing something there in the mid lane, running through it. So, interesting there for him to run just straight run through the mid lane, get autoed down by the Victor and Banana Bread there on a Soraka. But as we do here at the LAS Draft, we're just gonna run down the teams, give you guys an insight on who these guys are. Once again, Orenji over there for the Gators in the top lane playing the Malphite, Turnips in the jungle playing Hecarim, Chaos in the mid lane playing his Victor once again, and then Giggle and Banana Bread playing the Jinx and Soraka here in that bot lane. Now for the Wolves on the red side, we got Dallas in that top lane playing Scion, Pig, Boss, Moo playing Udyr in the jungle. Bam Booper switching over to Syndra in game 2 for this one. Defly and Jar Jar down in that bot lane playing the Ashe and Morgana combo. So a bit more CC for both of these teams. We'll see, or excuse me, for the Wolves. We'll see if they can do anything with that. This bot lane is definitely a little bit stronger early on. But we'll see what they can do here on that Ashe and Morgana.
Yeah, I think it depends who gets that level 2 first here, because I do like that adaptation from Jar Jar. He actually goes for the relic shield there just to be able to help with the CS. We do see there is a small CS lead already. That's to be expected against a double range bot with such long range.
Big Pig trying to make the difference maker this time around. Goes for the early gank. Chaos not blowing anything at all, though, as Pig did have to blow that Ghost very early on. Does get a little bit of a health trade there towards the side of Chaos, but opting in for those 3 corrupting pots is going to make sure he heals back up to full and not feel too bad after that one.
I do think that was the I do think that was just a drive-by, just to burn some corrupting potions. We do see that 2 of them have now been burned by the Victor there. So the Syndra's gonna feel a little bit good about that, as Orenji is not liking this lane at all.
No, he is not. Dallas just beating him down on the Scion right now, and we were talking about this a little bit, that Scion might get some earlier, better trades up there in that top lane against Malphite here. Does a little bit more damage early on, he's better at clearing these waves, and we're seeing it right now as Scion has been able to push in the 2nd and 3rd wave here for the side of the Wolves on that top side, and honestly feeling pretty good on himself. But overall, though, the side of the Wolves looking a little bit better in these early lane states. Defly has a slight CS lead down on the bot lane, but he is taking a pretty bad trade against those 2 long-range champions down there on the bot lane. The Soraka able to poke quite a bit, as well as that Jinx. So not feeling good after that trade, but honestly, that's fine. Here comes the Dark Binding, lands onto Banana Bread. Not going to be the most just yet. Giggle is just able to space for his support down there in the bot lane, and it's going to mean they have to take an early reset, but honestly, their wave's in a fine spot. It is going to be pushing away from them, but it's not going to mean the most.
Yeah, definitely not. The Ashe and Morgana, they are going to struggle just a little bit, because the Banana Bread on that Soraka does have a lot of range to match, and it's a lot of AoE range that they do have. So it is going to hit both champions, and it's going to do a lot of damage, plus the AoE from the... As a big trade goes on to Chaos there, this another thing we were talking about, the Syndra actually being a good match into the Victor there. Makes it hard for Victor to actually push back until he gets the empowered Q, or is it empowered Q? I think it's E.
The E, I believe, yeah.
Yeah, his laser, the empowered E. Until he gets that, it is going to be a little bit difficult for the Syndra to shove the waves in. As we do see Orenji taking another bad trade here again.
Oh, this time he could be in quite a bad spot. Orenji barely getting that extra move speed to get him away. But he might be going down there. He does get the slow. Dallas might find the solo kill. The flash has to come out from Orenji to stay alive. And on the meantime, though, that Udyr and Morgana are picking up that first dragon there for the side of the Wolves. So looking quite a bit better here at the early stages of this game are the Wolves. And now Hecarim might be ganking onto Bambooper. The ultimate is used, but here is Banana Bread as well. The silence might come out, but he doesn't actually use it. So Bambooper feeling good, just flashing away from that one. Did get 3-man there, so that's going to mean the bot lane from the side of the Wolves are able to push in over here and maybe look to get a plate.
Yeah, Jinx not the best in absorbing a lot of pressure, and one binding there could spell a dangerous situation, or at least the burning of the cleanse here, if you are the side of the Gators. But with Soraka being able to return back to the bot lane, the Jinx and staying in the lane while the other side resets, they are going to feel a little bit good about that. The Noon Quiver, however, is completed for the Ashe. That is a very important power spike. The Noon Quiver just by itself does give Ashe a lot of agency over this lane. And I do like, I would expect rather the Executioner's Caller may be coming out earlier than usual because of the Soraka. As we do another engagement in the top side of the map here, but we see a difference in items. The Bomby Cinder is going to make these trades a little bit harder. There is a lot more health bar.
A whole lot harder there, as Renji's getting quite a bit better of a trade there onto Dallas this time around, so that Bomby's doing quite a bit of work for him. We're seeing that that ward score up in that top lane. Renji's only placed one of those, or has only got one vision, one person spotted out from his ward, so we'll see if we can find anything else here. But on the bot lane, so far it's looking pretty even here. The Ashe might just be the rotation they needed to, you know, even up that bot lane a little bit more, give themselves some more CC at the mid stages of the game. And honestly, Jar Jar, we saw him play this last game, and he didn't do a whole lot. He tried to find these flash engages with the those dark chains, the soul shackles, but it didn't really end up working out for the side of the Wolves. So we'll see if we can do it this time around. The root does land onto Banana Bread this time around. Ignite comes down as well. The wish is not available, but the heal is. So he's gonna be able to stay alive and not even have to blow that just yet. Has the flash and heal still available. Jar Jar finding a nice dark binding. So far it's going pretty good for him this time around on the Morgana.
Yeah, this is going to be. You're going to feel pretty good about this, especially after that game with how badly it went. We're now 8 minutes in. There is no kills for each side, and we do see a very, very small gold lead for the side of Wolves. It's not that much. It's only about a 200 gold lead, but still, that is something compared to the last game. But you got to be happy about that. You have a CS lead in both the mid and the bot lane here. Even in the top lane as well, while the junglers are going fairly even. So you do gotta realize that the Wolves, they have come to play this time around, and it may be a little bit harder as the binding lands here.
Oh, that's gonna be the Enchanted Crystal Arrow landing as well. The Dark Shield comes out a little bit too late though, not able to stop the Fly from getting silenced up there or rooted up as well. But overall, that's a pretty good trade. You get the cleanse from the Jinx over there. Not gonna have it next time around if you cannot dodge that Dark Binding or the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. So we'll see if Turnips can make something happen, because that Horsey is coming in. The Onslaught of Shadows comes out. He's going to be able to use it to knock him back. The Fly able to stay alive at the end of the day. So overall, solid play there from the side of the Wolves to stay alive from that. Only having to use that their 2 summoner spells to give away and not giving away any gold.
Yeah, and it was the Super Mega Death Rocket also used by Giggle there. I do believe the Fly had to heal or possibly might have died. We do see Pig come back down to this bot lane to try and help shove it out, which is going to force them to stay with no mana, and is going to allow the first reset to happen for the side of Wolves. I think that is going to be a net win for now for the side of Gators, burning those 2 very important summoners from Defly. Next time he comes down there, you already see that the cooldown for the Onslaught of Shadows is almost halfway finished. If he comes back down there again, the Fly definitely will not have it the second time around.
Yeah, that flash not going to be there, but Jar Jar having that Dark Shield. We'll see if he can have the fast fingers this time around. But Turnips, we saw him do it last game. Those spam ganks in the early game, definitely securing his team some early leads, some early gold into their back pockets. And this game, we haven't seen the same thing. Hecarim a little bit harder at doing that, you know, not having as easy of a time as the Udyr to get some ganks early on. But honestly, Pig has not been able to do much so far in the first 10 minutes of the game. Has not really gotten a gank off, except that one he did get onto Chaos at the very early stages, but didn't end up turning into anything. But we can see now they're going straight onto the Ocean Dragon with Pig as Turnips is brawling up here on the top side against Dallas and Chaos. Could be in a bad spot, but for now he is feeling quite good. Here is Bambooper here, but this is going to be a 2v3 if they do end up going for it, but that's going to be the guy blown up completely. Turnips not able to stay alive at all, but now Dallas could be in a bad spot as well. The Unstoppable Onslaught is not available. He is getting quite low himself. Chaos could be in a bad spot. Here comes Pig. They could be confining it. Dallas finds the Enchanted Crystal Arrow with the side of Defly, bringing it in from downtown. Orange goes real low here. The the Super Mega Death Rocket able to find a little bit extra damage. RNG could be going down here as well. The Turtle Stance comes out to find some extra tankiness on the Udyr, but that's going to be a 2-for-1 there on the top side from the side of the Wolves. So feeling good after that play, and after picking up that Ocean Dragon, they're going to be feeling real good.
Yeah, that was a wonderful Ash arrow that it ended up landing onto the Victor there as well. You gotta feel really bad about that if you're the side of Gators, especially after how hard you guys dominated that first game. This game feels like they're playing a little bit too safe. They're not taking the same. They're not bringing the same aggressiveness they brought the first game. I think it might have to do with the lanes being a lot harder to gank for the side of the Wolves here. And we see that pretty much in all 3 lanes. Dallas is already very tanky. You saw how much damage he was able to absorb in that team fight. He was fighting for so long as Bamboo might be in trouble here.
Yeah, it can be in a bad spot here. Those Qs are coming out from Bamboo though. Chaos getting the better of that trade so far, but Hecarim is on the backside here. Might look to ult over the wall to find that kill, but the Rift Herald is just being taken by Pig over here on the top side, and Hecarim has not even moved over to check it. Turnips is just waiting here in the wings, trying to look for the gank, but on the bot side, we could see a kill come down. That's going to be the Enchanted Crystal Arrow finding onto Banana Bread as well, but here is the Hecarim cutting the kill in the mid lane. That's going to be Chaos picking up one down there. Overall, though, it's a 1-for-1 trade so far for either one of these teams. The support there being just destroyed on the bot side from the side of the Wolves, while the Gators are able to pick up a kill in the mid lane. They were kind of planning that one out from the very beginning. But while all that was happening, though, the Wolves were able to pick up the Rift Herald, and now they're going to be able to use it wherever they decide to and get some extra gold in their back pocket.
Yeah, and how much damage that Demolish proc just did to RNG's tower there. Holy, it is so hard for this Malphite to gain any sort of brow here. He's down 20 CS here.
Ooh, Bambooper is looking for the solo kill. Chaos might be dead here. A little bit more auto attacks will do it. The Q flash comes out, Wish comes out as well to keep him alive. But now in the top side, we're seeing a lot of action as well. Bambooper looking for that trade kill. Not able to find anything though. And you know, good guy Banana Bread keeping his mid laner alive with that Wish there from the Soraka. Barely able to keep him alive. Has to blow the flash as well. So Bambooper, you know, while he may have died a couple of seconds ago, feeling good after that one. Oh no! Oh no! That's gonna be the Ultra Mega Death Rocket blowing up the mid laner from the Wolves. RNG trying to get away. Is barely able to stay alive. Dallas looking for the solo kill in the top lane. Is just tanking up the tower, but man, a lot of action now at this 13-minute mark. Both teams playing a little bit looser now that we've reached this point in the game.
Yeah, and look at the turret plating is now fallen. I do think Dallas can get this top lane turret on the next push. The teleport is up for RNG. He might teleport for that. No, it looks like the Dallas is just going to back off. But this is a much cleaner game played from the side of the Wolves. Despite everything, that first game was just, it's such a tilter, and to see the Wolves playing as well as they are, actually having a 2,000 gold lead here. They have both of the first dragons tied in kills. It is refreshing to see the Wolves. They haven't given up yet, just like some of the people in the comments haven't given up on them.
Yeah, the people in chat right now rooting for their Wolves. They want to see the Game 5. We hear you. We want it too. I will make it to the Game 5 this time around if we do get it. So I want to see the Silver Scrapes, and right now it's a pretty even game. So the Wolves definitely making those adaptations in the draft, allowing them to get a little bit more done in this game. But here comes the Onslaught of Shadows. Not going to be rooting up anybody. That is going to be Jar Jar getting knocked back now. Jar Jar trying to find something to happen, but now he's going to be able to stay alive. Uses the Zonius now. Turnip's getting locked up by the Soul Shackles. Going to be able to do a lot. Big Boss move already picks up the first one. TP's coming in from both top laners here. This could be what they needed. Here comes the Decimating Smash. It finds onto the Soraka, or excuse me, onto Giggle. That's going to be one more going down. To Fly able to get the extra slow onto Banana Bread. He's able to find another one. Now they're going to be able to find that third one. Now it's going to be going down onto RNG. Dallas picks up the kill onto him. Chaos could be in a bad spot as well. This could be what they needed. The Wolves making the comeback happen. That's going to be the ace for the Wolves in the game 2. They may have been tilted after that game 1, but this game 2 is going all in their favor around the map. Feeling much better now with these picks in their hands, making that team fight look clean, pulling out the broomstick, sweeping up their dead bodies, because Gators looking real bad after that team fight in that bot lane.
God, what were the Gators thinking? Still trying to engage on that. Your primary engage, the Hecarim ultimate there and the Malphite's ultimate was still down from trying to escape the top lane fight with Dallas. You don't have your two primary engages, and yet you see multiple TPs burned, and then you see Chaos walking down there while 3 members are just waiting for him, and he just ends up dying too. Literally everything that could have gone wrong there for the Gators just went wrong, and now we have a 5,000 gold lead for the Wolves here, and they're on Soul Point.
Yeah, that was about a 3 to 4,000 gold swing over there towards the side of the Wolves. And again, they're just feeling real good. You know, after that game one, you might have just been tilted out of your mind, getting just wiped off the table like that. But the Wolves, ever the strong mental that they've had, they showed it last week against the Dragons, going to a full game 5s, looking to make it happen again here against the Gators. And now feeling pretty good having that 5,000 gold lead in their back pocket, the turret up, the 3 Dragons in their back pocket. Just looking real good at the 17-minute mark. And now Turnip's looking for something onto the fly. Does get rooted back, gets knocked back as well. Reggie might be looking for the ultimate, does not have to use it just yet, but here is his mid laner, or excuse me, his support. They're going to be able to find it. Defy needs to back up though. The ultimate might come out. The Unstoppable Force has not been used. He is not using it to get away until now. Jar Jar picks up the kill. Another kill over to the side of the Wolves. Oh man, this is just turning into disaster for the Gators. Not feeling the best there. I'm curious as to why Renji just didn't ult straight onto the fly and look for the kill, but at the end of the day, they do find that kill. Renji dies, and now gonna be able to look for something here onto Chaos here. Giggle is here to defend his mid laner, but it's not gonna be enough. Chaos just gets locked up there. Bambooper is here, finds a scatter the weak, able to get some extra damage with the W as well. They find one already. That is Giggle getting locked up here as well. Giggle able to find a kill onto Bambooper. A little bit more damage will do it, but Banana is healing up his team. They're fighting in between towers. This is not what you want to do, Wolves, if you want to stay alive here. This could be Pig going down as well. That's going to be 1,000 gold going into the back pocket of Turnips there. That's a lot of gold into his back pocket, but here is the big decimating smash. Not going to be the most just yet, but the rest of his team is not around, so they can't find anything off that big CC. But overall, it's going to be a decent amount of gold going into the back pocket of the Gators. Feeling good after that one.
Yeah, definitely there. The Gators managing to turn that around there. The dive was just a little bit too deep. You saw that the Udyr was taking tower shots every time we tried to run in for one of those bear slaps. And the Giggle being able to space that fight very, very well, avoiding a lot of that damage there. The Dark Binding missed. Cleanse was up as well. Didn't need to use it either because he was able to just dodge out of every single one of those hard CC plays there. So ends up being a 2-for-1 for the side of Gators, as we do have a little bit of a 2v2 here in the top side of the map. As
that's just disrespectful.
Oh,
the Enchanted
no.
Crystal Arrow just goes wide at all. The Fly here, feeling real good on this Ashe. 2-0 and 6, has that Kraken Slayer in his back pocket. Did opt in for the lethal tempo as well. A little bit better when you are going this attack speed heavy build. On the Ashe there, my homie Carry Suta let me know on how to build that Ashe. I've seen him play it a million times, so feeling real good there. On the Ashe there is the Fly, and now has been able to find some crucial picks there for the Wolves with that Enchanted Crystal Arrow, but Pig is here. That knockup's going to be going down against the wall. Giggle might be in a bad spot here. A little bit more damage will do it. The Wish comes out, but it's not enough to keep him alive at all. Pig finding his 4th kill in this one. That Udyr might just have to be banned away from both sides in the next game, because so far it's been looking like the crucial pick between these teams, and now they've been able to just do so much with that pick. The Dragon is spawning in a minute's time. The Baron is now up as well, so the Wolves about 5,000 gold in the lead, feeling good after the first 20 minutes. Gonna be looking to just try and get some more objectives in their back pocket, and they do have this sort of pick comp to try and find these kills around the map, and if they can find one of those around the Baron or around this Dragon here, it just could be very well going towards themselves. They could get that Dragon Soul, and again, that's that Mountain Soul, that those two beefy top lane, or those two beefy tanks over there in the top and jungle, Dallas and Pig gonna be feeling real good with that Mountain Soul in their back pocket.
Yeah, and we do see that the priority is going to go over to the side of Wolves here as they do prepare for this. The Hecarim is waiting in the wings. He has to get out of dodge here. So does Pig, but you saw he doesn't take any damage
Oh.
as the knockup is
Oh,
so
Chance and Crystal Arrow. That's a lot of CC going into the back line. That's not going to be anybody knocked up at all. Vancouver gets knocked up by himself, but Dallas is just taking 3 members on the backside. Fly already finds one. That's the jungler going down for the side of the Gators. They're just getting run down now. Dallas is looking for some more. He wants to make this a Dallas div. He's looking for some more. Pig finds the root and the stun onto Chaos. Excuse me, that's going to be another stun going down onto Banana. Finds another one. That's 5 kills on his Udyr, and that's an absolute wipe from the Wolves. They want to make this game 3. They said you may have taken game 1, but game 2 is ours. We want to make it look easy this time around. 14-5 in kills. A Cloud or a Mountain Soul at 21 minutes. 6,000 gold in the lead. Feeling real good in this one.
Yeah, and while this game is definitely not the stop that the Gators pulled off last game, the score lines are indeed very, very similar here. We have 5-1-5 for the Udyr here, 3-4-3 for the Syndra, a very, very strong champion, and 3-0 on the fly. Has the Kraken Slayer, has the Runons versus just the Kraken Slayer and Steel for the Jinx. Like I said, Jinx is a late game hyperscaling carry, and it needs to get to that point to where before the Gators can really turn it on. This right now, at this current moment, this is Ash's strongest point in the game. She is stronger than the Jinx by far, and it is really showing up in these fights.
Yeah, not only does she have an item up on that Jinx, she is just at this stage in the game at 2 items. Ash just does so much more for her team, able to hit onto those 2 melee champions with that Runon. So gonna do a lot of work come these team fights. And now we saw it last game, that full engage going onto the back line of the Fly and Bambooper. They were only able to kill one of them because if Jar Jar's back there with them, that spell shield can just do so much work for you. That Dark Shield able to keep somebody alive very easily. And now Chaos, this time around, not going to be the one getting the solo kills in the side lane, as Bambooper is quite strong himself. Does use a Chaos Storm though now. That an Unleashed Power is going to come out to find some extra damage. Chaos trying to find the solo kill, but Enchanted Crystal Arrow goes wide. Scion is on the back line. That's going to be Chaos TPing out. They are going to be looking for a Dallas. Are you going to be able to get him? No! Chaos with the great escape. Getting away out of town, does not want to go down. So feeling real good, but this is going to be the Baron startup here for the side of the Gators. This is going to be that big macro call that they're making. The Fly over here on the other side, though. Reggie does have the ultimate. We'll see if they can use it to get away. Bambooper is going to have to TP in now. Here comes the Unstoppable Onslaught from downtown. We'll see if they are able to do it, but Turnip is in a bad spot. That's going to be the Unstoppable Force going into the back line. That's going to be a whole lot of damage going down onto Fly. He's able to stay alive, but Turnip and Reggie are on the backside trying to kill him, but he doesn't go down. To Fly stayed alive. Turnip is trying to get the kill. Pig gets that kill at the end of the day. Reggie is looted up now. That's a shutdown going down for Chaos onto Jar Jar, but at the end of the day, that doesn't really mean a whole lot. Your jungler is dead. They could look for the Baron here. You can see the pings coming out, and now they might very well just look for it.
Yeah, that was very, very ballsy play there. We've seen them do it before, but this time it just didn't work out, and there is so much damage from the side of
big Unstoppable Force comes out. That's going to be them finding it a whole lot. Pig might go down as well, though. A lot of pot shots going down onto him. That's going to be the shutdown for the Jinx, but all the resets are coming out for the Gators. Giggle is able to find a whole lot of damage. Bambooper barely able to get away at the end of the day. He's trying to find his way out of there. He doesn't want to go down. Bambooper might very well go down on triple kill for Giggle. He makes it happen. It looked like a completely one-sided fight for the Wolves, but then the Gators make it happen. They turn it around. Orenji and his team just making it look easy there. Giggle with the absolute pop-off onto the back line. Does not give the Wolves a chance to stay alive.
Yeah, and you gotta think that was that the play for Gators to get back into this game. The deficit is still pretty large. It's still about a 5,000 gold lead, 4,500 actually, but that is what you needed to get back into this game. A lot of shutdowns were given away there. The Udyr, the Ash, both those shutdowns, and the shutdown onto the Syndra there. Every single one of those all went onto Jinx. Jinx goes back, finishes the Runons, and now has the Last Whisper in her inventory. This is going to be very, very scary. Because you just accelerated that late game hyperscaling champion about 5 minutes forward into this game.
Yeah, and last game, Dream, we were talking about how Turnips and Chaos were these 2 big carries that made it look easy for themselves, getting the better of that mid-jungle duo for the Gators. But this time around, Giggle, coming in very clutch in that last fight we saw him getting picked off earlier in this game. They tried to make the picks onto him, but honestly, his mechanics, the cleanse into the autos over the wall. But while Bam Booper was not able to do the most there against the Jinx and Orenchi over there in that top rush, was still able to try and get some extra damage down. But Giggle dodging from those dark spheres, able to just get away, not getting hit by the Scatter of the Weak. Made it look very good for himself. So right now, the Gators are going to have to put all their money into this Jinx pocket, into Giggle, because right now he's their strongest member, and might very well be their only win condition here.
Yeah, because you saw Chaos do his entire rotation on Dallas there, and all it did was break Dallas' shield. It didn't do any damage to him directly. As Turnips is going to be caught out here. He's not going to get hit by that binding though, so it is going to be taken by Pig.
Okay, Unstoppable Onslaught comes out. That's going to be the Decimating Smash landing as well. Turnips might be in a bad spot. Onslaught shadows into the back line. That's going to be the Syndra getting fleet up into the back side. Chaos is now on the other side trying to do a whole bunch of damage. Unstoppable Force goes into the back line. Reggie finds a big teamfight ultimate alongside Chaos's Chaos Storm. Dallas is now the only surviving member. Well, actually, everybody else is still alive, but everybody on the Gators is alive for themselves except for Banana Bread, the Soul Soraka going down, but Ash was not in that fight. And we were talking about how Ash at that point in the game was a little bit stronger, but as soon as Giggle got those 3 kills, got some extra gold in her back pocket, was able to do so much on this Jinx, and now this could be the Elder Dragon straight into the pockets of the Gators.
Yeah, and Elder Dragon this early in the game isn't going to be a game-ending play. There's still every single turret up for the side of the Wolves here. As we do see, Udyr is just over.
Well, we'll see what he can do. It is at 1,000 health. The smite comes out, but it doesn't find it. That's going to be Chaos picking up the kill onto him. Turnips is going to go down here. Excuse me. Pig is going to go down here. Turnips getting that last hit onto him alongside Chaos. And Chaos is the one to secure the Elder Dragon there, not Turnips. So, interesting there. Neither jungler using their smite there. But overall, it's going to be feeling good for the side of the Gators here now, getting that big gold suite back in their favor. They have the Elder Dragon, are going to be able to push onto this Baron buff. They don't have their jungler alive. It's going to have to be a miraculous play from the side of the Wolves if they want to stay alive in this one. See, it is at 5,000 health. Renji in the front line just trying to find an angle. Is not able to find anything just yet. Bam, Booper, and Defy on the other side, though. The carries from the side of the Wolves trying to stay very safe here. Here comes the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. The Unstoppable Force into the back line. Plus Onslaught of Shadow. That's going to be one going down. Morgana is the first one to go down. Jar Jar not able to stay alive at all. Dallas is trying to peel for the rest of his team, trying to get away. They're just going to back off. And now the Gators, both Uber buffs in hand, able to come back. After what was such a good early game from the Wolves, we were calling it early, and now it's going to be about, 400 gold separating these two teams.
Yeah, and we saw this happen in Game 1 last Wednesday with basically the same team, Turnitots and Return to the Middle Sticks here. As we do see another engagement here in the bot side, but that's an ult wasted for the Everfrost of the Victor there. Nothing else going to happen. But we did see this very, very long game where, in fact, it was Turnitots that had the massive lead in the early game, and then it turned to the side of Turn the Mill Sticks, and it ended up being a 45-minute game. And I think that's what we're in for here, because they pulled it back from the brink. They were about 8,000 gold down at one point, and now here they are basically tied in gold.
Yeah, may as well be even here. Chaos is hitting those crucial power spikes there. Has the Everfrost, has Archangel Staff, Jar Jar. Just being way too far up, has to build a flash there. And it all started with that bot lane jungle fight where they tried to pick off turnips. They tried to find the pick there for the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. But when Defly is downtown, not even near the fight, you can't really look for that if you're the Wolves. He's still kind of your strongest member here on your side, so if you're looking for the fight with just one arrow coming in from the top lane, you can't really look for it. So it ended up costing them dearly, and now the Wolves are going to have to try and stay alive in this game. By no means are they out, but now definitely the tempo going over here to the side of the Gators.
Yeah, we do see the Elder buff going to drop off of the Gators here, so not going to have that game-ending buff anymore. They ended up picking up 2 towers during all of that, and they now have a slight gold advantage. But there is still a lot of base to go through. We do see that they are now moving to the top lane with that Baron buff, which is still on for another 45 seconds. Orenji is going to tank this tower while the minions just sit in the back.
Yeah, that Malphite, very, very tanky. The only real members who can do damage to him are that Syndra and Morgana. If Ashe is hitting him, she's going to be damaging herself. So really going to be up to the Syndra, up to Bam in that mid lane to try and find an insane scatter the weak into, what is that? Unleashed power combo. So we'll see if we can make it happen. But for now, the side of the Wolves have started to bleed quite a bit. They've lost the 2 big objectives, have now lost 3 towers, 2 in the mid lane and 1 in that top lane. So back to an even game state we are. And now going into the 32-minute mark, we could very well see another fight happen around one of these objectives as soon as they spawn up, because all carries on the side of the Gators are online now. You can see those 4 items there for the Jinx, those 3 for Chaos there. Even the Divine Sunder plus Sterix there for Turnips is going to do a lot of work coming into some of these fights.
Yeah, and I actually was about to mention, remember when I said that the Ashe had 2 items, the 1.5 items?
Yep.
Now the Jinx has gone from 1.5 items to 4 items, including the Guardian Angel. Very, very hard to kill this Jinx now. And really, it's, I think, for the side of the Wolves here, you gotta be a little bit concerned because you had a massive lead here. Honestly, this could even be more of a tilter than losing the first game. With how big of a lead you had, and then still losing this game, as, oh no, this Syndra is dead.
Oh god, Bam Booper might very well be in the worst spot of his life. Oh god, here it goes. Not able to flash away from the unstoppable force, just gets destroyed. Banana Bread picking up the kill onto him. Oh man, that's just that just feels real bad. I don't know what else to say about that one. But here is a fight, perhaps. Enchanted Crystal Arrows comes. Pig is here, trying to find the engage here. Turnips now might be locked up with that Dark Binding. Not even close to landing there, but overall here, it's going to be fine for the Wolves. They only lose their mid laner. As long as they can back up and defend these tier 2s and their inhibitor towers, they should be in a fine spot. But it's really going to be having to be a miracle team fight coming out, but DeFly is locked up now. DeFly's not coming out yet. He's not able to do anything. Just gets destroyed there on the bot side. All 5 members from the Gators are over here pushing onto the back of this tier 2. They just want to make this one look easy. Sion is still pushing on the top lane. Nobody's really here to defend this 3-man push from the side of the Gators.
Yeah, we do have the Syndra respawned here. The Udyr is walking back. So I don't think they're going to go for the inhibitor here. Somebody has to respond to this Sion on the on the top side of the map here. It looks like they are going to go for Elder Dragon instead, but that means Sion can just take this turret down in the bot side and possibly the inhibitor.
Yeah, could very well look for the inhibitor. Does have that Titanic Hydra to help him push quite a bit. Is looking for it, but here on the bot side, we could see a fight as well. Jar Jar Bambooper in the backside towards their jungler, trying to just get away from them. But on the other side, though, Orenji is just beating on to Pig, not able to do much so far. The inhibitor is taken now. They could very well look for the end, but it's just a Sion pushing into the base. All 5 members still have that Elder Dragon buff. They are looking for it. Dallas is looking for the end. He's just trying to base race all 5 members. That was quite a sick play there from Dallas to try and make something happen. Bam Booper is gonna get destroyed in the mid lane once again. While Dallas may try to put on the heroics, make it happen, but the rest of his team is just not able to do anything. Reggie now just fighting Dallas, trying to do something here because he knows this is all his team can do. The unstoppable horse is gonna stop that TP. Dallas cannot do anything on that top side. Now he's gonna be backing to try and make something happen. That Jinx is just too strong. The Wolves, they lost this game after that huge influx of gold, and the Gators, with the miracle run back, win this game 2. Now on match point, trying to make this one a quick 3-0.
Oh, that is so disheartening. It's rough if you're the Wolves here. I'm really interested to hear what the analysts do have to say about that game, because Wolves, they had that victory in the palm of their hands. You saw Dallas trying to force it so hard there. He actually almost did it. He was on the second Nexus turret there. But so hard to actually deal with the Malphite. But with how little damage the Malphite was doing, he probably could have just ignored him and gone for the turret anyways. Which might have forced more people back, maybe extending this game. But more on that from the analyst desk. Maybe they can give us a little bit insight on why he wasn't able to do that. But yeah, it's so disheartening if you're the Wolves there.
Yeah, a absolute heartbreaker. But not much can be done there. They just got it turned on themselves. And maybe if the side of the Wolves try to stop those backs, try to stop them from going back, Dallas could have ended the game, but we'll never know, right? So for now, we're going to be going into another break as we load into game 3, get everything set up. We'll be back on the analyst desk with Salt and everybody else once again in a few minutes.
I hear the roar of resistance. It's vibrating through my bones. I'm breathing in my existence. It's waking up my soul. Don't run for cover. When the sky above is torn, is the
Welcome back, everyone. Here we are, back on the desk. And what do you guys think about game number 2? It looked so Wolves favored, and then it just wasn't. Everything faltered after that Baron fight, near that Baron pit. What do you guys think, though?
For me, it just comes down to positioning. Wolves played such a good early game. They really did. They had good rotations. They had good objective control. And then Bam got caught twice. DeFly didn't walk around under tier 2 tower in bot lane. He got caught in that jungle passage. And then Pig got caught trying to contest the second Elder, and the game was over. That's it.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I have to give props to Jar Jar. He was landing really good binds. He was doing really good baits, especially the bait where he kind of just walked up and Dallas TP'd in, and he, soon as his R procced, he hit Zonia's and he got out.
Oh, okay, Mako. Nice to see you. Nice to see you.
I am back, and I'm
He's
here with
back.
a surprise
A
for my
little
beautiful
surprise.
husband, Dallas. I told you I'd have a surprise if you lost 2 games.
Here it
I'm
is.
here to encourage you.
Here's a surprise.
I've got you, Dallas. I believe in you. I went and got this outfit and put it on just for you.
Dallas, you better be in chat.
Full faith. You're gonna win this game. 100%. I believe in you. Okay?
Let's go, Mako. So let's give some hype words over to the Wolves because they're down 0-2. They're up against the backs against the walls. What do you guys think they have to do here?
I think if they kept with what they had last game, but just work on positioning, also work on I saw like some items that could be questionable. They could change up maybe, and then also just don't sacrifice yourself on an objective if you cannot get it, because like what O said, Pig kind of just threw himself at the second Elder Dragon, and he didn't cost them the game, but him dying did not help.
All right, I'll give you the mic.
For me, you're down 0-2 in the series. This is draft finals. If you have something in the bag to pull out that you know Gators doesn't see coming, this is the game for it.
That is true.
You played a solid game. You played to your strengths in game 2, and you still managed to lose what was basically your game to lose as far as I'm concerned. You had so much control in the mid game. It's time to shake things up.
All right, Mako, I'll end off with you. What do you think needs to happen here?
I do think that I want everyone to come together as a team, and for Dallas in particular, I have one final message.
Here we go.
This is it.
Okay. All right, boys.
That is all, ladies and gentlemen.
There we go. So we are going into draft in just a little bit, but other than that nice little message to Dallas, what do you think here? Wolves looking a little rough here, but I think they definitely have it in them. They had it, and you said it was positioning that was key. But any other factors? Do you think it was draft that was an issue? Do you think it was just overall other than positioning rather? My bad.
I think draft was fine. To be honest.
Draft was honestly okay. It was a pretty good
qualified.
draft.
Yeah.
It was a pretty good draft.
Especially the Sion pick. Sion, the Malphite, that was actually a really good pick. Because
that lane worked really well.
Because in my opinion, if Pig didn't die in Elder Dragon, Dallas had a chance to just end the game right then and there.
I think Dallas might have been able to end the game anyway, since it was only Orenji who was sent back for him. You just
that is true, and Orenji was doing negative damage.
Sion passive just
reverse
ends the Nexus, but too close to call.
All right, so I'm just gonna cut you guys off. Sorry about this, but we are going to get into draft. I'm gonna welcome back Mr. Dream and Mr. Gundo back into the cast. Here we go. Draft is gonna start up, and there are a couple of things that already happened, but let's get back to it, shall we?
Thank you for passing the torch there. Salt, we're back into this one. The draft is already on its way. We're seeing similar bans already taken off the table here. Thresh, Lulu taken away from the Gators. They did not want to see those champions come out at all. Karma and Grays over there again from the Gators taken away. We'll see what they ended up picking up here, as Samira is also taken away here from the Gators. They don't want to see that one coming out. Maybe they're predicting a spicy bot lane there for the Wolves. This is match point for the Gators. They could very well end it here, but it's going to be up to the Wolves to make the reverse sweep happen. And we'll see if they can do it here, Dream. What are your thoughts on this?
They're going to have the mental of, like, Jesus on the cross. No offense to you guys, anybody, religious people, but, like, they're going to have such a high mental after those first 2 games to be able to come back after that. And they let through the Seraphine. Oh, no. They let through the Seraphine. I just want to avert my eyes.
So we are seeing the Fly move to the mid lane there, and Bambooper down to the bot lane. We'll see what's going to be the big change here. If that's going to be what the Wolves need here to find this win. Bambooper is that 80 carry main. Does like to play a lot of 80 carries, so we'll see if he can make it happen this one. But an interesting, change up here for game 5 or game 3, but could very well be your last game. So Wolves, coming in ready to do something here, and they're coming in a little bit spicier than last one, so hopefully they have some picks to back it up.
Yeah, definitely here, and especially with the Seraphine as the first pick here, it does leave open both the Tristana and the Hecarim here. Could both be very strong picks that the Wolves can pick up. I know Bambooper's Lucian is such a legendary 80 carry that he loves to play. I wonder if he is going to bring that out and defly. He does have a rather versatile mid lane pool, so it will be interesting to see what he brings out here, because this is do or die for the side of Wolves. And after that second game where you guys did have that lead only to lose at the very end, it does have to concern you a bit for this final game, as we do see the Tristana is going to be picked up here. Gators are going to have to respond with something very, very strong here, because the Hecarim Tristana is such 2 very, very powerful champions. However, they do have the Seraphine on their own side here. But if they send that to the bot lane paired with this misfortune, this could spell a lot of trouble for the Wolves. We did see a Seraphine, and it's going to be the Vayne instead.
Yeah, Giggle pulling out the Vayne here for game 3, trying to close this one out on that one. Udyr coming out as well. That one's given away there towards the Gators. So interesting rotations here. The jungle's just flipping back and forth between these 2 junglers. And for now, we'll see what turnips we saw him doing in game 1 with the Udyr. We'll see if he can get those spam ganks off once again. But there's a reason why this Hecarim and Tristana were the first 2 picked for the Wolves. They are S-tier champions. These 2 are almost unmatched in their roles. Only things like the Udyr and I would say Kaiser can match things like this Tristana. And the Taric now coming in for Jar Jar. This might just be very well what they need here. These big changes going down towards the bot lane. They do have that role swap there between Defly and Bambooper. We'll see if that's going to be what they need to get this, game 3 win and try to look for this reverse sweep, because now are quite down in the dumps, are down 0-2 in this series, and if they want to, get back into it, they have to start it here. They have to start with this game 3. It's going to be only an uphill battle from here, so the Wolves going to be needing to do that one. And if you're the Gators, you're going to be trying to end this one here. You don't want any chance of that reverse sweep coming through.
Yeah, and the adaptations from the Wolves in the draft here, I do like. We get rid of the Malphite, we get rid of the Jinx, we also get rid of that pesky little Victor there that the side of Gators has been playing these past 2 games. So we are going to see a new 80 carry for the Gators. It is going to be Vayne, and we are going to see a brand new mid laner coming out for the side for Chaos here. I wonder if this is Defly is going to play Donna O. That is a fly pick if I ever saw one. This is actually going to be really rough for Seraphine if it is Seraphine mid lane. This is one of the few champions that can match her range and do more damage than she can.
Yeah, for sure. Out damage her completely, but Seraphine, not the most heavy damage champion, but that one is right there. The Diana coming through. Chaos trying to put on a show in that mid lane there. Now opting in for that. Anar coming out as well for Orenji, and this is quite the composition for the Gators so far. A lot of wombo, a lot of damage on their side over there. Now the Wolves going for a different composition as well, but opting in for something, equally as complex, as different than their game 2. So if they can make this one, if they can make these adaptations worth it, they can get this game 3 win. This could very well be what decides the series here. But for now, just last pick going to be coming in for the Wolves. We'll see what he decides to pick, or we'll see what Dallas decides to pick in towards that Gnar over there. But the Velios is being hovered. We'll see if this is even more wackiness. But that's going to be the Fly picking up the Senna mid or the Senna bot lane. We'll see where they end up putting it. But for now, it can be put really anywhere.
I do think it is going to be the Tristana mid with Senna Vel'Koz bot lane. No, because the Target's there. Where are these champions
This is a weird composition, man.
Where are these champions going?
We really are clueless as to where these champs are going. This is the most flex pick draft if I've ever seen one.
Unless this is like Taric top lane. It's Dallas. I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, this could even be a Tristana top. We don't know what Dallas is going to pull out. His back's against the wall. He could very well be pulling out the spiciest pick. We'll see right now as he is banning away those champions. But overall, though, this is an insane composition. They actually just have so much range. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was about to say that same thing. They do have a lot of range. The Tristana will catch up in range with the Senna and the Vel'Koz eventually, but yeah, there is a lot of range, and there is not a lot of range for the Gators at all.
Yeah, the Gators, very, very low range composition. Now, 3 of these champions are melee, and then the closest thing you have to a long range champion is that Seraphine, and that's your support. So it's going to be very, very, very crucial for the side of the Gators to get an early advantage because when you start sieging on some of these towers, you have a Tristana, a Senna, a Vel'Koz, things just to keep yourself alive, and then you have a Taric just to keep your carries alive as well. So it's going to be very, very hard for the Gators to find a clean team fight if they cannot just, get an early advantage. So Wolves definitely going for something very, very different this time around. We'll see what they lock in now as Dallas is the one picking, but overall, though, man, this is going to be a crazy game regardless. I want to see if the Wolves go down here. I want them to go down at fire, and yep, that's going to be the Tristana top lane. Dallas pulling it out in Game 3, what could very well be the end of their playoff run, but Dallas and the rest of his team, the Fly and Bamboo, are even lane swapping here in the mid and 80 carry, trying to change things up for this Game 3 because they know if they lose here, they're going home without any money in their back pocket.
Yeah, and it's so tense for the side of Wolves, and all of you Wolves fans out there in the Twitch stream just waiting, ready for this third game, which could be the very last game. I was talking a little bit with Turnips last night, and he said his goal was to go 3-0 for the entire playoff series. He's gotten 2 out of 3. I'm wondering if he's going to make it 3 out of 3 here in the finals, the pinnacle, the final games of the LAS draft for the entire split here.
Yeah, this could very well be the end of the LAS draft here. Grand finals once again. The Gators versus the Wolves.
Yeah, and for the side of Wolves here, this is to Fly getting 2 finals for a second split in a row. To lose again would be so disheartening. He barely wanted to join LAS draft this split. There was a few people that had to convince him to even join, and to get this far and to fall in a 3-0 would be so disheartening.
Yeah, definitely be disheartening indeed. And I said go home without any money, but second place does get money. Sorry about that. Did not mean to, leave it like that. But I mean the grand prize, end in first place, be the playoff champions of the LAS draft. That's what I meant there. Overall, though, the Gators have been making it look clean. As you were saying, Turnips, you said even in that conversation you had with him yesterday, trying to make it a clean 3-0 all throughout. So trying to make it happen here, and so far they've been looking good. While last game was going completely in the favor of the Wolves until that big throw happened around that bot lane bush around the red buff. We saw the Gators make that big comeback happen. We saw Giggle on the Jinx popping off. We'll see if we can do this game on the Vayne. There's a reason why he had been banned in those last 2, and now Chaos having to make a rotation towards this Diana. That Victor was banned away. Now the Seraphine coming in this time around. So very, very different drafts from the last 2 games. And honestly, I like it. I like this volatility that's going to be coming out. Very strong lanes all throughout. Sanitaric can be very, very safe as well. You can just peel off that Vayne and Seraphine, not giving yourself any chance of dying down there in the bot lane. Now it's going to be up to Chaos to try and find something onto the fly here, because if you're just letting that Vel'Koz scale up, you can definitely just peel people off or push people off the objectives at the later stages of the game. Not to mention, Dallas bringing out this pocket pick. Maybe he's been saving this spicy one for this game here. Pulling out the Tristana now. We'll see what he can do on that champion.
Yeah, I'm actually very excited. I don't think I've seen a Tristana top at least not for a very long time. Maybe you might have seen one at some point, but I don't think I've seen a Tristana top lane in a very, very long time here. So it's going to be very exciting. She is going to be able to definitely match the range of the Gnar. Gnar is going to have quite a more difficult time poking her out of lane. As we move to the jungle matchups here, it's Udyr versus Hecarim. I think I already went over this last time. However, this time it is Turnips on the Udyr and Pig on the Hecarim here. I personally think because of how well Pig did on that Udyr last game, and how Turnips did struggle in the early game, perhaps maybe giving the Hecarim over and taking the Udyr might have been the smarter play here for the side of Wolves, in my personal opinion, just because of how both of the players did last game on the champions. But it is a skill matchup. I am once again going to favor Turnips because we saw what he could do on this champion in game 1. Absolutely terrifying. The Diana into the Vel'Koz. Vel'Koz has a lot of range, but it means absolutely nothing if Chaos can get on top of him. But you have to get on top of him first, and there is still true damage coming out of that Vel'Koz there. And for the bot lane, this is going to be rough for the Vayne Seraphine. It is double range, so it will be a little bit harder for Tarek, but Senna is going to heavily outrange this Vayne and make it quite difficult. But we've seen Giggles Vayne in action before when he played with the Turnip Tots against Return of the Middle Sticks, and that was probably some of the most clean Vayne plays I have seen in a while.
Yeah, we'll see what he can do on this Vayne pick. Was given away to him in this game 3, so maybe the Wolves not as scared of it as the Return of the Middle Sticks had to be after that. But for now, we'll see if this lane swap is going to pay dividends here for the Wolves, opting into it for this game 3, what could very well be their last game of the playoffs here. Wolves down 2-0, so going to be up to the Gators to close this one out, but the Wolves going to be up to them. Try and make this reverse sweep happen here. The stage is set. Gnar, Udyr over there for the side of the Gators. Going to be very strong top lane over there as top side. A lot of pressure early on for them. And then Tristana Hecarim kind of just there to match it. So going to be up to the rest of the team members for the Gators to try and support those 2 champs up there. While the Wolves are going to need a stem bleeding if they start to get behind up there on the top side. But here we go, right into this one. It's going to be the Gators versus the Wolves. We're going to be back in a few minutes as we get all loaded up and into the game, and then we'll be right back to the cast.
I saw you smile from across the bar. Yeah, she was pretty and so close but so far. She flipped her hair and I thought this can't be true. How does a man like me get someone like you? And then she looked at me and I was confused. Everyone here can't be the one that she'll choose. And I looked back and saw the spark in her eyes. This can't be real, my head's telling me lies. Just like them, you're coming closer to me. Come shake me, grab me, so I wake up from this dream. I can't breathe, come at me. I don't know if I can speak. Then she said, come with me and let's be free. The night is young and I think this could go far. The sky is dark but you're my shooting star. Could see your face reflect upon the moon. It was a pretty summer night in June. And then she looked at me and I was confused. Everyone here can't be the one that she'll choose. And I looked back and saw the spark in her eyes. This can't be real, my head's telling me lies. Just like that, you're coming closer to me. Come shake me, grab me, so I wake up from this dream. I can't breathe, come with me. I don't know if I can speak. Then she said, come with me and let's be free.
All right, everybody, we're back for what could be the last game of the LAS draft playoffs here. The Gators are up 2-0 against the Wolves. The Wolves have their backs against the wall, have to fight for this one, have to make this reverse sweep happen if they want to win this series. But for now, the Gators over here on the blue side, the Wolves on the red. Both these teams ready to brawl with these big adaptations in their draft. We've seen a Tristana top, the Vayne bot lane, Vel'Koz mid to fly and Bambooper swapping mid to AD carry. These guys are ready to go down, and if they're going to go down, they want to go down fighting.
Yeah, and we do see a bit of a small invade there. The Vayne getting the ward onto the blue buff, but the Hecarim does get the ward onto the Raptor pit there as a response here. But they aren't going to get anything else. No more invades here. The Hecarim is going to walk back with the sweeping lens here, so he should be able to sweep that out before the buff is spawning. It looks like it is going to just be a standard start from both sides. We do see opposite sides starting though, so as Banana Bread is going to just wants to get some gold. Looks like
yeah, he's gonna get those 2 procs on his spell thieves, get some extra gold in his back pocket, start getting towards that ward very early on. And Turnips over here not really getting that whole big of a leash from Orenji over there, and Tristana Dallas up here in the top lane gonna get able to get a good amount of control up there. Jar Jar looking for the dazzle, does not find it. Bambooper is now trading against Giggle down here on the bot side as well. So overall, it's gonna be some volatile lanes all throughout. Banana and Jar Jar here gonna be the real dictators of this bot lane, as the Senna has to play more of a back role in his bot lane, cannot really do a whole lot by herself. We're already seeing it, that explosive charge on Orenji. That's a whole lot of damage. Already blowing up his health bar.
Orenji is not going to have fun in this lane. I honestly would have probably preferred maybe Fleet on Orenji here. Is not going to be able to get very many trades down, as the Dazzle is going to miss. Through the days when the Dazzle was a point and click stun, now it is a skill shot that you have to land for the CC to affect. As Defly is going to get the push in this lane. Look at the CS difference in the mid lane. Holy.
Yeah, that's a pretty big one. Vel'Koz definitely getting the better of this lane so far. Defly, maybe this is what they needed. They needed some fresh blood in that mid lane, and Bambooper just needed to go back down to this bot lane and make something happen. But for now, it's actually going to be the opposite here. The bot lane of the side of the Wolves is losing a little bit in the CS department, down about a wave in the CS, and now hopefully we'll see if they can pick up these minions under the tower, while Dallas is up here just bullying Orenji. Honestly, hasn't gotten him that big of a CS lead, but it's still meaning quite a bit for himself.
Yeah, it is going to mean that the we see already Dallas is just invading the top side. They are going to know that the Udyr isn't top side, so that means he must be on the bot side of the map here. And we're going to see a 1-to-1 scuttle once again, as this bot side is just going to get bullied repeatedly.
Yeah, Dallas jumping onto Orenji. They could look for the charge back onto him, but on the bot side here, we're seeing a whole lot happen. Orenji staying alive, turning into the Mega Gnar at the end of the day. Jar Jar getting real low here on the Taric here, almost goes down, but is able to stay alive with the help of Bambooper's heal and the Senna piercing darkness. So gonna be feeling pretty decent after that one. Jar Jar not doing the best on this bot side. Again, we were talking about it earlier, this double range from the side of the Gators. Can do quite a bit of work as Udyr is on this bot side as well. Now picking up the Grand Pier from the Hecarim, not wanting to give him any chance to breathe, but Hecarim is doing the opposite on the other side of the map.
Yeah, and the Hecarim also did get a gank off on the top side of the map. The Udyr still has not shown himself. As we got another gank here.
Oh, Pig looks for it, but here's Dallas. He tries to find the flash. The explosive charge might just be enough damage. A little bit more will do it. That's first blood going over to Dallas in the top lane with the Tristana, pulling it out in game 3, trying to make it a Dallas differential over here on the top side so far, having the help of Pig up in the top side as well. Goes behind the turret, pulls him back a little bit, enough for Dallas to get in range of the jump, and he makes that gank look easy.
It is going to be the Mountain Dragon going to be taken away though for the side of Gators. Consolation prize at the very least. Dallas, we gotta keep an eye on if the side of the Wolves can pick up this Rift Herald, because with Dallas being on this Tristana on the top side of the map, it is actually going to be very, very easy to get that first tower with the explosive shot and the Rift Herald charge.
Yeah, you can definitely run down towers. That's why we see it a whole lot, or we see Tristana a whole lot picked into some of these more melee champions in the mid lane. If they decide to roam, she can just completely take your tower. Similar thing in the top lane, going to be a little bit harder as it is that longer lane, but for the Wolves here, that Tristana pick coming in kind of clutch so far in this game. Able to get a big trade onto Orenji early on, and now able to even get the first blood into his back pocket. So feeling real good after that one. We'll see if Pig decides to put more pressure up there onto that Gnar, as it can be a little bit easier to gank him at when he is in that mini Gnar form.
That was actually such a good play in the mid lane. Hold on, we might have engagement here in the bot.
Yep, the Dazzle comes out. Jar Jar getting a little bit low there. Gigo gonna get that third proc from the Vayne Q. He has to flash away at the end of the day. Bambooper now getting exhausted on there, trying to look for some more damage here. The W does land, but it's not really going to mean anything for Bambooper. He did go up a little bit too far. He gets rooted here. He might just be dead. The Dazzle comes out, does not land. Gigo picks up the first kill down on the bot side. Jar Jar might go down as well. A little bit more damage would have done it, but that's going to be a big mistake from Bambooper and Jar Jar on the bot side.
Yeah, that was a little bit too overzealous there, not respecting the Seraphine's double root there. You can see if she has the double ability on the below her ability bar, as Chaos is going to get him.
That was a weird interruption.
Big looked very confused there for a second.
Yeah, that devastating charge is going out as soon as he got there. Dallas just using that jump to get away from Udyr, does not want any of that smoke against them. But overall, though, it's looking like a pretty even game again. While the Gators have been able to get themselves about 1,000 or about 500, 600 gold in the lead, they are feeling pretty good so far. They've been able to survive against the early pressure from the Tristana, and that kill in the bot lane really swaying it down there for the side of the Gators is going to mean a whole lot for them.
You really don't want a fed Vayne in the early game, and we saw this against Return of the Middle Sticks last week. They got the Vayne ahead, and the game was just over at like 10 minutes because the Vayne had like 7 kills at the 10-minute mark. It was ridiculous as...
Oh my god, I got nothing else to say, but that's Orenji taking down Dallas in the top lane. Just going in and gnarring him against the wall, blowing him up into tiny little bite-sized pieces for that Gnar to chomp on, and blows him up. Orenji getting that solo kill up there.
Dallas was not expecting that amount, the amount of damage that just came out there. You can see he didn't even react. He thought he might have been out of range or wouldn't get stunned up, but he did end up getting stunned up there, and ends up costing him his life.
Yeah, ends up going down, giving away that extra gold to the Gnar. Not going to be feeling too good after that one, but Bambooper and Jar Jar trying to look for something here. Can't really do a whole lot on these two champions at the early stages. Definitely looking to scale here before they can do some damage onto this Vayne and Seraphine. Giggle not getting hit by that last embrace. The TP is now coming out from Orenji. We'll see if we can do some work on it, but that might be Chaos. It is Chaos as well. The ultimate comes down from the Diana. Cosmic Radiance now comes down, trying to keep Jar Jar alive. He's going to stay alive at the end of the day, but what else could this mean for the side of the Gators? That's going to be a TP plus ultimate blown from the Diana. and the side of the Wolves barely stay alive with that Cosmic Radiance.
Yeah, and they're going to back entirely off this tower here. They don't really have a choice, as the Tristana might be in a little bit of trouble here. Doesn't have the jump.
Yeah, Dallas may have gone a little bit too far forward, using the ult now to try and get away. Buster shot to try and stay alive, but here comes the Hecarim, but it's not going to be enough, not in time to fly. Also here in the mid lane, that's 4 members here from the side of the Gators. This is an insane rotation from them, just to push onto the mid lane, pushing out this Vel'Koz completely, not wanting him to get near at all. There's just so much here from the side of the Gators that they can just push onto this mid lane very easily. Now ult's going to come down onto the 4 members. But it's not going to mean anything. The plates were received. 16,000 gold is in the pockets of the Gators. They have about 1,500 gold lead over the Wolves, and now feeling real good going into the 10-minute mark.
Yeah, and this Tristana pick that we thought was going to be very, very strong, as we do have a fight in the top lane between the jungle and top.
Yes, it is a fight indeed. Orenji now might get locked up here. Orenji having to flash away at the end of the day. The Hyper not proccing at the end to give him that extra move speed. Has to blow the flash. And Pig trying to find the solo kill onto the jungler. But so
he might
far...
have stayed too long.
Oh, he could very well have, but Tristana not going to be able to see him. Dallas down 2 levels on the Tristana. This is not what you want to see. Well, 1 level now. Hits that level 8 off that minion away, but still not what you want to see here from the top Tristana. Not feeling the best after that one. Bambooper could be in the worst spot of his life here. Jar Jar's trying to zone with that dazzle, but it's not going to be enough. The Condemn comes out against the wall as well. The ultimate comes down to lock up the Taric as well. Defly could be in a bad spot against Taric. The stun gun run down is going to take him out possibly, but he stays alive at the end of the day. Defly picks up the kill onto Turnips. That's going to be 1 back for the Wolves, finding a little bit of gold where they can, but they are still bleeding a little bit. Now has some priority around this dragon if they do want to look for it, but it looks like it's just going to be the Rift Scuttler going into their favor.
Yeah, and this top side, I just want to go back to it a little bit, because we thought that the Tristana was going to work really well into this Gnar, but it's struggling, honestly. The fight just not really working out, as the Giggle might be in a little bit of trouble here.
Oh, he might have, but that's a nice condemn. Jar Jar does flash in with the dazzle, trying to find it. The last embrace does not hit onto anybody. Bambooper might be in a bad spot here. Giggle in a 1v3, just making it look easy. Jar Jar might be going down as well, but here is the rest of his team. Turnips on the backside. Here comes the Tristana though. Turnips gonna be in a bad spot as well. Giggle now trying to find some more. Giggle jumping in, or excuse me, Dallas jumping in. TP is coming out from the Gnar though. He does have the Mega Gnar available. Is he gonna be able to do anything with it? Nothing just yet. The last embrace. Mounting Shadow does come out. That's gonna be a big damage. Chaos finds the first kill onto 1, onto the Taric. Is he gonna be able to find anything else? The last embrace just roots up 2. That's gonna be a big kill back onto the other side for the Gators. They're able to make that one look easy, and now they're gonna be able to push on to this dragon.
Yeah, and the Cosmic Radiance was still available there.
Yeah.
Definitely could have turned that fight if they really wanted to. But choosing not to pull the trigger there, they end up just losing the Infernal Dragon, and we're gonna have a Cloud Souls. Very, very powerful for this Udyr. I did tell you during the break what the strength of the Cloud Soul is on this Udyr, able to proc off every one of Udyr's abilities. It does go on a cooldown after it is proc, so gotta be aware of that coming into it, because we're now at the once again going to have a very early soul in this game if the stacking gets to continue.
Yeah, if the stacking continues, this could very well be the doom of the Wolves, but here is Pig. He's trying to find something. Chaos is not able to do anything. He stays alive! Oh god, the fly barely goes in and stays alive with the ultimate, not able to do anything. That Death Ray, doing enough damage with the help of Pig to take him down, but Chaos going a little too far forward there, not knowing where Pig was. But overall, that's a good play from the side of the Wolves. They get a kill back into their hands, and now they're going to be feeling pretty good after that one.
And Chaos, you gotta be kicking yourself, because that if I lived on like what 10 health right there, as
oh, that's a whole lot of damage on the top side. Orenji picks up a kill in a 1v2. Now he's gonna be looking for some more, but this could be Pig's kill. A little bit more damage will do it, but he is getting away. Orenji could very well jump away, but Udyr is here. Turnips now trying to turn this one, not being the turnip in the ground that he needs to be. Pig trying to get away at the end of the day, does not do it. Turnips picks up the kill, putting Pig in the dirt, putting him in the ground where he very well belongs. But now this could be Jar Jar finding something here, but Dallas not able to do anything. Or excuse me, not Bambooper not able to do much else there on the bot side, but that's going to be a lot of gold going back into the hands of Gators, able to find that kill on the top side.
Yeah, and that was so beautiful from RNG there, being able to pull the Tristana back as she's jumping away. Knew exactly what was about to happen as DeFly has to burn his barrier there. You hate to see the barrier burn, but it is going to keep him alive. The ultimate wasn't quite ready for Chaos just yet. Actually, neither of their ultimates were ready there, but we have seen DeFly turn that very, very well. He did have the flash up as well, so I don't think he was in danger of dying there unless he just misplayed that very, very poorly. But across the map, we are seeing the lanes are getting beaten down by this Gators squad. Every lane is winning in their own way. It's definitely not the power that they had in the first game, and it's definitely not the comeback power they had in the second game, but they do have exactly what they did in all 3 games. They have a massive front line, and they have a scaling mid laner and a hyper late game scaling AD carry. This is what they have run the entire season, and it's the reason why they are here.
Yeah, it's consistently what's gotten them wins. It's consistently what's gotten them here, getting those 2 playoff wins, those 2 quick 3-0s in their last 2 series, and now trying to make this one the third, trying to make this final look easy for themselves. But so far, the side of the Wolves have done a decent job holding on, only giving up that first tier 1 in that bot lane, only about 3,000 gold in the lead. And this is kind of what you expected here with the Udyr, Diana, and Gnar. He had a lot of early pressure with those 3 champions, and while Dallas may have gotten the better of him in that first engagement with the help of Pig on that top lane, RNG has been doing a great job in these 1v2s, turning them and surviving them. You can see he has 5 kill participation, the most on his team, and that's as a top laner. That's you usually don't even see that.
No, definitely not. Everybody else has 1, maybe 3, with 3 as Bam is going to be caught here, and there's another fight in the mid lane.
It could be where it'll go down as well. DeFly able to find not much else there. Banana Bread having the quick fingers with the flash to get away to the other side after he did get knocked back. And Senna down in the bot lane. Bambooper could have gone down, but did you have to use the flash to get away at the end of the day? Not feeling too bad now. So Dallas and RNG are going to keep rolling it out on this top lane. The explosive charge comes out, but he is 2 levels down. Dallas, you can't really be going for these fights. You could just get blown up here, but that you can go for the fights if Pig is here, which he is. Trying to find some extra damage. Is RNG barely able to stay alive. Uses the crunch to get away at the end and go back towards his turret, but Pig is looking for some more, but he's going towards that tanky build. He has that turbo chem tank. He doesn't have any real damage. Bambooper looks for the snipe, but he isn't able to find it. A little bit more damage would have done it, and nope, it wasn't enough to take down RNG.
Yeah, he lived because the regen right now has him at about 50 HP. He was living with sub 20 HP because of that, but Dallas is going to get the tower on the top side. He is very, very low here, though. The mid lane tower is going to go down in response.
Yeah.
DeFly able to clear most of these minions, but he is not able to clear them out. But this Rift Herald may just be wasted here.
Yep.
No, it's not going to be wasted. They are going to get it, and it's going to be the 3rd dragon for the side of Gators here. We still are sitting at about a 2,500 gold lead. We see the Diana is trying to zone them off. We might get a bit of a fight here. No, they're just going to back off. It looks like, no, the Diana is coming across the side.
Oh, does come across. Not finding anything just yet. Moonfall is now used to pull back 2. He's trying to find some more damage. He's not able to find anything just yet. The ultimate death ray comes out. Now it's going to be RNG, or excuse me, Pig going into the back line. Banana Bread can be in a bad spot here. The Encore comes out on 4. It's not able to do much. Pig is still alive. He's staying alive at the end of the day. Bambooper is here. But here's a Gnar that's only able to find the Tarek on the backside. RNG could very well go down as well. The E devastating charge used by Pig to try and stay alive. That's going to be a 1-for-0 taken there from the side of the Wolves. They're feeling pretty good after that one.
Yeah, and the Wolves, they started that fight, or no, rather the Gators started that fight and ended up winning that, or losing that fight, losing 1 member here, and now RNG might be in trouble.
Dallas, what are you doing? He barely stays alive with the help of that immortal shield bow. RNG still playing with fire up here on the top side. Dallas looking for the engage here. Not able to find anything else though, but again, man, that dream, this game is going off the rails. The Wolves are starting to try and find these small little wins that they can, but It's not meaning enough when you are down 3 dragons, 2,000 gold, but we saw the Gators do it last game. They made that big comeback happen, and now the Wolves, it's going to be up to the Wolves to try and make a similar comeback happen as it is on match point here.
Yeah, and something that we haven't really talked about is the scaling options from the Wolves here. We talked about how Vayne is one of those late game hyper carries, but we got to remember that the Sitta is an infinitely scaling AD carry, will continuously get more damage, more range, even lifesteal at a certain point as well. And the Tristana gets more range and is also a very, very powerful late game scaling champion that can very easily blow up the front line of this Gators roster. So the Vayne and the Diana have to be very, very aware of that, because the Tristana there's a reason why Tristana is S tier at the moment. And the Senna is such a strong late scaling champion. Usually see it paired with the Tom Kench, but I don't think I've seen a Tom Kench in anything lower than pro play. Honestly, that champion makes people just want to cry playing it, including me. I have already told multiple people I will never play that champion. That champion hates me as much as I hate it. So.
Yeah, not the best champion in the world. Turnip's gonna be in a bad spot here, but so much boost speed here. He's getting knocked back now. Onslaught of Shadows has not been used just yet. Now it's gone in. 3 members are fleet up. Turnip's gonna be in a bad spot here. Orenji is on the backside. Excuse me, that's gonna be Dallas on the backside. Chaos can go low here. Encore comes out, only finds 2. The Fly picks up the first kill, but they're gonna be looking for some more. Pig is very, very fast here. He goes into the back line, condemned into the wall, but now he's gonna be able to do some more. Banana Bread could go down, and this could be the Baron angle that they needed.
Yeah, and Pig is going to be, or not Pig, Morenchi is going to be solo pushing on the bot side of the map. We see Tristana is going to be resetting. No, she's not. She is going to help burn this thing down. They have to get all 5 members here. The Udyr is still up. The Fly has to try and zone them off here. He is probably the best one to do it. They are going to lose the bot lane tower here, but they are going to get Baron for it. And this is that comeback that happened last time. And it happens in a similar way. The Gators going too deep onto an inner turret, in an inner turret area, around the same area here, just on the opposite side of the map. And now we see that the gold is now, it really hasn't closed up, but the power play from the Baron can very easily do that. As Orenji is in trouble once again, he is going to have to back off. Oh, he gets it.
Steals the Gromp, stole the frog. At the end of the day, not going to mean a huge amount, but now with this Baron, they're going to be able to push out these waves. The Wolves could very well look for this 4th dragon. Chaos is going to have TP for this fight, but Orenji will not. It's going to be 40 seconds on the clock here. We'll see if they can make it happen. Not much else to be said about this except for the setup around the Wolves. Is Dragon here is going to have to be very important here. They could even try and look for a pick before it, but for now, just going to be playing back. Bambooper is just going on to Giggle, but that's going to be a whole lot of damage here. His Pig is going to be able to find not much else. Chaos is on to 3, uses that Moonfall to find a lot of damage onto the Fly so far. Turnip is here, running down to Fly, trying to find some extra damage, but now he cannot. The Senna is going to have to flash away. Tarek is on the backside, trying to keep his friends alive, trying to keep his teammates alive. The Dazzle comes out, stuns up Turnips, but he has those Mercury treads. It's not going to mean the most just yet. Does get away very fast. Now the inside track is here for the side of the Gators. They have control of this Baron Pit. Banana Bread could look for a huge engage, but they couldn't find a big engage. That's gonna be a Reggie. That's a big engage. They found it. The Gators are wiping the floor with the Wolves. Apex Predators are better than these. I don't know what else to say about that, but Dallas not able to do anything there. Or Reggie with a disgusting engage onto the Wolves. Made it look real clean and easy, tidy. Up the backside of that fight, was on the flank and made it look so clean on this Gnar.
Yeah, that was beautiful from Orenji there. They see he has the Mega Gnar bar full. He just walks up against all 5 of them and says, "Oh, you guys got to a choke point here. Let me help you into this wall really quick." And then Seraphine's like, "Oh, you knocked him into a wall. Let me just charm everybody." And then it's just over from there. Like, what else do you do when you take that much damage that quickly? There's really no counterplay to that. There's no cleanses, there's no QSSs from the side of the Wolves here, so you just got to kind of sit there and take it, unfortunately, and that's what ended up happening. RNG just coming out huge there. This game was starting to become worrying for the Gators just a little bit. A string of botched plays and botched team fights just turns into one of the best ones of this game so far.
Yeah, that was just an absolutely disgusting engage. The side of the Wolves getting destroyed in their own jungle around that blue buff. And it was all because of Renji's big gnar into the wall, followed up by Banana Bread's ultimate, locks everybody up, and then Chaos flies into the back line with that moonfall. Insane engage there from the gnar. Renji consistently finding these big engages. We saw him do it on the Malphite in game 2 to bring that one back, and now doing it on the gnar as well, not even giving the Wolves a chance to breathe any longer. Wants to make this one a quick 3-0, but the side of the Wolves are scaling. There still is hope. This Vel'Koz is quite strong, 4-0-1. 150 CS in his pocket, is going to be able to do a lot coming into these fights, but Pig has to use that Onslaught of Shadows to get away. Now the bots, or the whole entire team from the side of the Gators, are just pushing into the jungle of the Wolves, not giving them any camps to try and farm and get back into this game. Only 3,000 gold is the difference, but that Cloud Soul is completely in their favor.
Yeah, and look how fast Turnips just moves across the map here. He's just gliding at this point. Cloud Soul so strong on this champion. The bonus movement speed and the movement speed from the Cloud Soul, being able to proc on all of his abilities. Not only that, he also has the Dead Man's Plate. He has the Turbo Kim tank. They're just going to take this turret in the mid lane here. Yeah, and Pig might be in trouble. He doesn't have the Onslaught of Shadows this time around, but a lot of damage from Bamboo.
That's a fast bear. He's coming in, trying to come in from the side. That's going to be Giggle picking up first kill. They are on the backside of that turret as well. Renji just taking that completely, not giving them a chance to survive. All 5 members here on the top side, making it look easy for the side of the Gators. They want this one over. They want to speed run the playoffs. All of their series have been 3-0s. This one, they're trying to make it no different. It's going to be up to the Wolves to try and play spoiler, as they are now just starting to end this game so much faster with the help of that Cloud Dragon, with the help of that Cloud Soul. And there's just so much gold now into their back pockets from that last play. That's just going to be about a 3,000 gold influx into their back pockets. Going to be using that to buy some more items. And now going to be using that to try and end the game here with this Baron spawning up in 30 seconds. They could very well look to just take that and end the game.
Yeah, it definitely could. Extending this game to the Elder Dragon can be a little bit worrying if you are the Gators, because if the side of the Wolves manage to get that Elder Dragon, it could be a bit of trouble. We did talk a little bit about the scaling from the side of Wolves here. There is a lot of damage that is coming out of there. We do have 2 items finished from the Tristana there. Still 1.5 items from the Senna, struggling very, very hard to get much gold. 0, 4, and 3, as the Baron is going to be started, and I think they're just going to give it. There's no way they can get here on time. Yeah, they're just going to give it. It's going to have to be a miracle play to try and steal it, but it doesn't look like they're even going to. The Hecarim is here, though.
Just gets condemned against the wall. Is he going to be able to get away? He's in the pit now. The smite might just come out. Is he going to be able to steal it? Does not find the steal at all. Renji picks that one up. Excuse me, that's going to be Turnips picking that one up. Renji is in the back line fighting 1v4. Does not give one crap about the enemy team. The engage does come out. Does lock up Dallas. He does get locked up with that big encore. Banana Bread found another one. Maybe giving away the Seraphine was the big, what cemented themselves this loss here for the side of the Wolves. But now they're going to be able to push into the base with Chaos, with Giggle, with every single member on the Gators here. So strong. Renji putting his team on his back this game around, finding that big team fight, engaged there for his team, and now Turnip's just messing around now with the fly. Not even going to have the chance to end this game. The Wolves were not able to make the reverse sweep happen. The Gators destroy the Wolves in a 3-0, speed running the playoffs, not putting down a single game, making this one look so clean. And now to be the winners of the grand finals for the LAS draft. Feeling real good after going 9-0 in the playoffs. These guys have been disgusting in the regular season and even now in the playoffs.
That was probably this is actually bringing me back to from what I've heard. I actually didn't get to watch them play, but old OG Dragons 24-2 from their scoreline. The Gators actually remind me of them absolutely dominating LAS draft here. This is probably the most dominant team we've seen in quite a long time since OG Dragons were the most dominant team at the time, and it would be very interesting to see those teams play against each other, but I don't think that's going to happen. But this has been such a fun split to cast when I have gotten to cast it on these Mondays. Watching the Gators, they did start out very, very well, going 2-0 at the very beginning of the split, and then they immediately went 0-2 the following week. And people were actually beginning to doubt them after that, but they made a few roster changes, and then they made one more towards the end of the split, and since then they have not dropped a single game, and it shows just how strong this team is. They definitely deserve to be the champions of LAS draft.
Yeah, and it is well deserved. You saw the synergies coming in for this whole team. Not a beat was dropped when it came to those team fights. They knew exactly when to pull the trigger, when to make these big plays happen. And Orenji on that Gnar, finding that big Gnar against the wall to save the game there, or to, kind of cement the game into the hands of the Gators, was really what outdid it for the Wolves there. They do find that 3-0 victory. Again, not dropping a single game in this playoffs. Looking like the absolute best team in LAS draft. And it's just been honestly so nice to finally see them in this playoffs. And for a good reason. They have been going 9-0. They've been winning every single game. These guys are absolutely insane players. They play with such good synergy. They know how to play around the map. And we'll see if anybody could take them down coming into, the later splits, or anything else is going to happen.
Yeah. I don't know what else to say about that. The series, it was just such a dominant game. But I do think we are going to give it a break for the analyst final breakdown here. So.
Yeah. So again, yeah. All right, everybody in chat, all 51 of you I am seeing right now, make sure you vote for your player of the game, player of the series, everything in there. It's in the Twitch chat. We're going to be going to a quick break here for the analysts to break that down. But again, the Gators 3-0 against the Wolves, making it look easy, making it happen, looking real good in this series. So make sure you vote, and we'll be right back in a few minutes.
listening. I'm falling every time that I do. The chemicals inside my brain never let me feel the pain, pushing me to see the truth. My heart is like a hand grenade, pull the pin and detonate. Ready, set, I'm about to blow. Cause all the hate you ever spewed made me into something new. Sit back and enjoy the show. It isn't in my words, cause they come and go. But everything that hurt taught me how to grow. It isn't in my skin or these scars that show. Cause my fire within comes from below. I feel it in my bones. I feel it in my soul. I feel it in my. I ain't gonna break, I'ma make you wonder. Rolling in the deep, can't steal my thunder. Yeah, oh, I know. I feel it in my bones. I won't be a grain of sand, slipping down the hourglass, watching every minute fall through. I won't pay the price, never satisfied. I'm never gonna be refused. It isn't in my words, cause they come and go. But everything that hurt taught me how to.
Welcome back, everyone. Here we are for a quick breakdown, and joining us is a very, very special member. Oh, it is going to be Mr. Banana Bread from the Gators here, and we're also going to do a big team interview after all this is said and done. But here we go. Here's everyone ready to go.
First off, congratulations, Gators. You guys played a fantastic. They played a fantastic series. Complete
Honestly,
dominance from start
really
to
really
finish.
well played.
You guys play phenomenal.
Definitely.
You know, man, not gonna toot my own horn, but you know, it's just all part of the team play, man. We hit it off the moment we got together, you know, we hit the ground running, crushing up.
Definitely.
So
Love my
for
boys.
me, the analysis points of the last. Didn't want to cut you off there, but a bit of analysis points of the last game pretty easily before we move into the full interview section. I appreciate that that Wolves took my advice. They definitely brought out something unconventional for Game 3. It didn't quite pan out for them, but you know, it's Game 3. You got to throw everything you got into the rift.
Yeah,
and
you
move
gotta.
there.
I mean, there's no chance afterwards. You know, you gotta go now.
Now or never, right?
Yeah, pretty
So
much.
the Tristana actually confused us on the analyst test for quite some time. We couldn't figure out what lane it was going to, but when the Vel'Koz got locked in, that
Yeah,
I
Vel'Koz,
feel
and
like
then this. Yeah, and then we didn't get to see the Senna before the
Yeah,
stream broke, and then we
I
saw the Tristana locked in first, and we were like, wait,
well,
what?
the thing is like when the Vel'Koz comes through and it's not R5, you already know what lane it's going to. So
Yeah, I
I
mean
feel
the
like then it
Vel'Koz.
could have been R4 and it would have been a little bit less clear.
Yeah, I think picking the Senna was probably better, but I mean the Vel'Koz ended up panning out super well. I don't know if it would have done better with maybe baiting an eco pick or a different mage pick, but it's just how it went.
Definitely. So, what were your
I mean,
thoughts going
like,
into game? Oh, sorry. Go for it. I'll finish up
so
after.
like, it was super troll, you know, like picking, cause like when they picked the Trist, like I have the pick order here. They did like Heck, Trist, and Tarek. You're like, okay, that's a normal bot lane.
Yeah.
But we realized the Fly is ADC main, Booper plays a lot of ADC, and Dallas is also ADC main in pre-main. So we're just like, this is gonna go anywhere, man. Like, I don't know where this is going. I'm
Is
just like,
Dallas an ADC
whatever. I'm
main?
just gonna pick junk. So
No,
like,
Dallas isn't, but he does play a lot of ADs.
yeah,
Okay.
like we're just like we kind of picked for kind of like just the overall flexibility of where we might know where the Trist would go,
Right.
and then we kind of played around that kind of decision making there.
So that was your thought process going into that with that unorthodox draft, but overall, you guys played incredibly well. I definitely think you guys had a strong mental, especially game number 2. How were comms like there?
It was like at the point we were like just tired and we're just kind of messing around a little bit. Like we all got our like mains, you know.
Mhm.
Chaos with his Diana. I got my Seraphine for once. I didn't get triple or double. I didn't get triple ban. So Giggle got his Vayne.
Mhm.
Turnips got the Udyr. He's so coveted. And Orange, you know, my boy, he got his Gnar. You know, after that it was over. It was a wrap.
Mhm.
So it was
Got
just
everything you
like,
wanted.
yeah, man, I got everything I wanted and more. A win and my champion.
Mhm. So real quick, Mako, any more questions you
Yep.
have before we head into the interview?
I'm gonna have to ask, due to the lane swap, which one did you think was the harder lane to play into, the Fly
Ooh.
or Bambooper? I want to ask that before you guys go.
Mhm. That's a good question.
What was harder to play into?
Mhm.
The Fly 80 carry or Bam 80 carry?
So I ain't gonna judge nothing off this game, but you're picking a Senna and a you picked a Senna. You had counter pick, mind you. You know what's going bot. You
Mhm.
know I play a ton of Seraphine, and he's playing Vayne bot, and you pick Senna with counter pick. I'm just like, I'm just gonna end this man's whole career.
Maybe
Because
it wasn't
like
the angle for Senna.
you can't punish that lane, so I
Mhm.
decided to do it for him and punished him instead. So
Mhm.
That's one of the things we were talking about because we were saying like, okay, well, Tristana Tarek would be better, like technically would be better into Seraphine than you would pick Senna. I really feel like they should have just picked Set Top or a tank top like Scion again, and then they could have went the Tristana mid.
yeah,
Mhm.
like Trist, if they sent Trist bot with a Tarek, and they had
Into
like
the
the
Vayne.
synergy
Yeah.
there
Yeah, into the
with
Vayne Seraphine, mind you.
yeah
I
with
feel like
the
that lane would have been super strong.
Yeah, I don't feel
Definitely.
like
yeah
you
Because
should just send the
Trist is
Tristana
just gonna
mid at
jump you
all.
with Tark stun every
Mm-hmm.
single time it's up,
yeah.
and
There's
there's
like
not
one
much you can do
giant
about it.
problem though. There's just one big problem.
What's
Jar
that?
Jar and Booper have zero synergy.
Right.
So like it's
That
a
is
lot
Yeah.
harder to land the stun W jump than you actually think because like
Mhm.
it's just
That's
so
fair.
hard to land that like it's just something that can't really be done just based on synergy reasons.
Right.
Nothing else really else, but like it's
Yeah.
just not something they could probably pull off. And I guess Booper wasn't comfortable on it based on what I saw in his op.gg that I looked up.
Mhm.
So it was just kind of like it was kind of easy to surmise where that Trist would most likely go.
I
Definitely.
think Bam Booper is actually an ADC main. I think that's what
He
Mako
is.
said.
He is. He is.
He is.
Okay. Yeah.
He is. It just might not be the Tristana.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So Wolven, any questions you
fair.
have for Mr. Banana Bread? And then I'm gonna ask the same question to Oath, but we'll start with you. Wolven.
My question is, how did you feel about almost losing the second game?
Ooh.
Second game, like, ain't gonna lie, that game was super, super rough. Because I
Mhm.
realized something about myself. Never play enchanters. Enchanters ain't the name of the banana. I can't play the banana champ, so I'm not
Other
gonna
than
play the banana
Seraphine.
champ.
Other than
So
Yeah,
Seraphine.
other than
it
Seraphine,
seemed like
Seraphine, OP tier, don't worry
Mhm.
about that.
it
But
seemed like you
you
were
know,
having struggles with
my boy
Soraka.
Giggle, he ran it back, getting the kills, getting those shutdowns.
Yeah, Giggle.
8-2, 16 KP, bro. Out of he only lost 2 KP, bro. Like that's insane. Like we were
Mhm.
running that game back. Like at first it was really rough, but eventually like we kind of played around like the lost cooldowns of either the Syndra E, the
Mhm.
Morgue binding, or we started changing our style. We started playing front to back and we started kind of playing around that and playing around the Jinx. And then eventually we started getting more and more team fight wins. And eventually Wolf just kind of started breaking down a little bit from there. And it was just easy wraps
Yeah.
right there.
Mhm. All right. Real quick, Oath. I'm gonna let you do your thing. Ask something away. Ask away.
All right, banana bread. Not for Gators specifically, just in general on League of Legends patch 11.6.
No, I
Is
don't like
it
banana bread.
all right? All right, my bad. Is it Hecarim B1 or Seraphine B1?
Ooh.
Mm. Ooh.
You that
Ooh.
is the best question of the night, man. But if we're drafting, we would most likely grab the Seraphine because
Mhm.
with a Seraphine, her team fight potential is inconsequential. You cannot give up that team fight potential at all. Like Hecarim, yeah, he provides a lot. Like he provides insane clear, he can snowball very easily, ganks very good, has a lot of engage or disengage with the ult. But with a Seraphine, you just have the same thing, but you scale a lot better because you provide more for the team with shields and heals. You have a lot of CC chaining with your E, and you have like so much team fight potential with the Encore, either engaging or disengaging. And of course, with turnips, that's my boy. Hearts out. But that turnips plays a lot more things than Hecarim, so we can play other things to kind of supplement it instead of just playing the Hecarim. That's why we didn't. We probably picked Seraphine more than anything else because that's just something you can't really get anything else with like any other support.
Definitely.
I was gonna say we saw that in game 3 when both of them were up and you guys picked the Seraphine over the Hecarim. I was just curious to see what your reasoning behind that. I appreciate it.
Now, we know what time it is. It's time to bring my boys. It's time
That's
for my
fair.
boys.
All right then.
One last question I
all right
have real
then.
quick.
Go for it.
Why did you decide to pick Vayne but not MF with Seraphine?
So we actually did decide. We actually talked about it. We deliberated on it for about a minute when we were picking Seraphine, because we were like, MF is good, but Vayne better, because they picked 2 tanks, and you kind of need, because like they have a Hecarim and a Trist. They both have ults that they can disengage a Misfortune
right
when she ults. So there's not a lot of like margin for error for MF to kind of get her ult down, and then we're like, just take the Vayne, because Vayne has a lot more potential to kind of like kite around the fight, because you need a lot of mobility, especially against a Hecarim, Trist, and Taric. So we picked the Vayne just solely because it's a little bit more ease of access when it comes to executing the team fight.
Right. Less positioning, you can just run around the fight and just do things really, really well. So with that, we are going to say goodbye to our analysts. Thank you for joining me, Mako, Wolven, and Oath. It's been great, but we are going to send it off to the Gators and actually interview the whole team. And with that, we will also announce our player of the game when everyone is in the call. So we will be right back in like a couple of seconds, but overall, thank you guys for joining us tonight, and we will be right back with a quick swap. Hello, Gators. Hello.
What's up?
Yep. Mr. Banana Bread should be joining us in just a second, but well played, you guys. Super well played. Congratulations.
Wait, are we live?
We are live. Yes, we are.
Oh, you guys, do we turn on our cameras? I think we turn on our cameras.
You can turn your cameras on if you'd like.
You get to see the boys in their
You want to see
natural
the boys?
habitat.
Okay. Okay.
The boys in their natural habitat.
Guys, go in order. Guys,
Chaos,
go in
turn
order.
your stream off.
But real quick, I am going to announce player of the game, or player of the series rather. For all of you to hear, I'll wait for your cameras to all be on.
I don't have a cam.
Wait, yo, I'm in the bathroom.
No worries,
bro.
you don't need a cam. It's all good. I'll just get everyone who does.
You guys, oh my god.
All right, so we got 3. We got
Get
3.
the boy!
Got the boys. All right.
Turn it, please.
Yo, I just
Turn a champion, baby.
Yo, guys, why'd you guys tell me to turn on camera when I was in the bathroom, you little weirdos? What the
Bro, I'm literally gonna. You know what? We're live, so I can't say what I have to say.
All right. So is everyone who has a camera ready to go? Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right then. So with that, we're gonna announce.
Orange, you looking kind of cute.
Shut up, turnips. Let him
With
talk.
that, here we go. Player of the series goes to Mr. Orenji up in the top lane. Congratulations.
Wait, what the fuck? What?
Giggle deserves it.
PG-13, dog, calm down.
My bad.
So yeah, it is going to Mr. Reggie up in that top lane, holding down the fort. That is what chat has voted for. So thank you guys for that. But
TSM.
Yeah, I can't trust chat.
Can't trust chat. Can't trust chat.
TSM.
So
No, not after they voted me
you know?
MVP of Game 3 last series.
Well, what do you guys have to say about this entire series as a whole? How do you think the Wolves played? And
So I'm gonna say I won this for Doki. Doki was my main mentor. He was my coach. Every person that we beat on the way to here, Doki has beat because he installed my mental, my gameplay. Like I don't know if you noticed, but like week 4, Doki wasn't my coach, and then after week 4, Doki was my coach, and we just stomped everyone. So like I just want to say, shout out to Doki. He's actually the best jungler. So I like to say shout out to Doki, but he's his TP smite. I was gonna bring it game 3, but like my team was like, "You're banned from playing TP." So
Turnips, bro. I can't rub my eyes because I just got eye surgery, bro. But like, I'm about to risk blindness for you, bro. Like,
all right,
I'm done with you. I'm done
that's.
with you.
I just want to say, shout out to Doki.
Shout out to Doki.
I was gonna say, Pig, you
Yeah.
played really well, but like at the end of the day, bro, better jungler wins. But sorry, MVP say who?
Oh my god.
MVP jungler
You're
say
so
who?
toxic.
Who are you?
Okay, now, next, bro. MVP of the series, my boy Orange. What was it like, bro? How was it like proving to the whole fucking server that Dallas diff is not a thing?
Dallas differential did not happen tonight, folks.
It does not exist.
It didn't happen. I had to prove you guys wrong. I had to prove Dallas wrong, actually.
Well, I mean, you definitely did. It worked out. The Dallas differential just did not come through. It was all orangey all day long today, but it was also all turnips, all banana, all chaos, all giggle. Every one of you played incredibly well. But
orange juice diff.
Or orangey diff. Orangey diff needs to be made.
Orangey diff. Where's the
Orangey
emote?
diff.
True,
But you guys are coming back on Wednesday, correct? You guys are playing
Yep,
something?
pre-made.
Yep.
Yep.
You guys ready for that one? Because this is not the last game you're ever going to play. You guys are looking pretty
I mean,
strong, and you guys had a great series last week.
Yeah, we're pretty shy, those players. Like
Fair
we're
enough.
we're kind of shy, so like we kind of like get like nervous when everyone's
We're
watching.
very shy.
See,
Oh my god, none of us are admins, so we can't mute turnip. Sadly.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
I'm getting
look,
shy.
go, give some room to the boys, chaos and giggle. You know they were there.
I know.
They're there. What do y'all think?
Yeah,
What
go
do
for
y'all
it.
think?
Yeah, we'll start with you,
Dude,
Chaos.
Oh,
sorry.
I wanted to go.
Okay, go ahead, Giggle.
Yeah, so
I just wanted to I wanted to shout out my boy DeFly. You know, he told me he gapped me hard and he was way better than me after he beat us in the regular season. So just say what's up to DeFly, I guess.
Yo, I want to shout out Dallas for spilling my secrets and triple banning me and double banning me the whole series. Dallas, love you, hate you.
But there's a little caveat there. But yep, Chaos. What do you have to say about everything that's happened this series? I know there was a bunch of mid differentials that happened here. I mean, I definitely think you outperformed your lane partner every single game.
Yeah, so first I want to give props to Bam for playing a great series and to fly that last game. I think that going into draft, you give me Victor and I'm gonna do well on it. So that was definitely something that I felt was a little disrespectful to leave that up in 2 games in a row. Even blind picking it a little bit there because we were blue side, and I just played my game. I especially the first couple games, try to get into the jungle invades with turnips, and turnips actually played around me for the first series.
Yo, thanks, babe. I
for the
got
first
you.
2 games at least. Most games we do look for more dive spot, and this series we didn't quite do those 4-man dive spot like we usually do. So I think that against Cerberus, who I feel like their mid laner is one of the best mid laners in the pre-made side, we're going to be focusing more on getting those 4-man roam spot. I'm just excited to be a champion, and I was really appreciative of getting voted all-star, so that was really nice, and I was really surprised, so I appreciate that. That made my day. So, that's all you gotta say.
So we do have
throw
a
this to giggle.
Yep,
Spill
go
the
ahead.
beans, bro. Stop spilling the
chill
beans,
out, bro. I was like, look at you, bro. Like, I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
Like, bro, like if you're gonna spill my beans, bro, I wouldn't want you on the CIA or on the FBI or whatever, bro. Like, you spill my beans, man. Like, I can't be having that. I can't invite you
Trade
to the barbecue
secrets
if
being
you spill
given
my
away
food.
left, right, and center. But hopefully you guys are ready for your series on Wednesday, and I think you're looking very, very strong going into it.
Yo,
and
thanks, Salt. You're the
yeah,
best.
this is gonna give you a good mental edge here, right? You know, coming with a championship going into Wednesday. It's looking good. Looking very strong.
No, it's not.
No.
I mean, we're kind of shy. Like, it goes back to like we're kind of shy again. So like, we'll see. I don't know.
We'll just
Sometimes
play
we
our
don't
game on
perform out
Wednesday.
there.
Play your game.
Okay, shut up,
That's all you have to
Renji.
do.
I mean,
Okay,
shut down Renji because you're really good at shutting down.
Yo, where's the
Dallas.
mute
Good
button
job.
on turnips?
Good job,
Yeah, none of us
Renji.
are
You shut
admins,
down.
so.
You
Oh, wait,
shut
Dallas
down
is watching. Dallas, can you mute him real quick?
Wait, don't Okay, don't mute me. All right, Giggle, it's your turn, bro. Talk.
Giggle, you're captain. Well, captain.
Yeah,
Speak.
captain. Turn your camera. Turn your camera.
I just think
Speak.
it
Cam.
was really cool. Just going through the whole draft process and everything, and getting to pick your own team and everything. And I kind of knew what I wanted going into the draft, and I kind of focused on prioritizing my jungler, my mid laner type of thing, and
Mm-hmm.
we made a couple good trades along the way, and I got some flack for it when they happened, but I knew what I wanted, so I think it all worked out according to plan, I would
Mm-hmm.
say.
Definitely. And it did, because you 3-0'd one of the strongest teams in the entire league here, right? Just very
That's
simple. You speed ran the entire playoffs. 3-0, 3-0, 3-0. What more can I say? You guys did it. You completed the speed run. I don't think any other team has done that so far just yet.
Yep, still haven't lost a game with the Renji yet, so.
I mean, we are the Gators, so.
True. Now, with that, I want to thank you all for joining me tonight, and once again, congratulate you guys. And we'll, hope to see you guys next split. Hope to see every single one of you, maybe on different teams, maybe on the same teams. We'll see how things go out. But
Renji, stick to bronze, bro. Get out of here. All right. You know what,
Bro, why
Renji?
don't
Play
you
the
go
game, my booty.
I think you guys are all big prospects coming into the next split here in spring.
I
Dude,
think we
this
gotta
kid
wrap
stuck
this
go-
interview
this
up. It's
kid's
getting
gold
wild.
medal, bro. Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah,
My
bro.
bad.
Turner's gonna say
Startups
something really
is wild,
stupid.
No, I'm not.
One final shout out to Tectonics, who was the honorary Gator who played the first.
Let's give it a shout out to Tectonics and my brothers BF.
My brothers
They'll always
BF.
be
Yeah.
Gators in our hearts.
Gators for life.
I want to shout
Gators
out to
for
my
life.
old team, the Sharks. They gave me those 4 games that made me somehow get onto Pool A. I love you guys.
Welcome. You're welcome, Banana.
All right.
Yes,
Renji,
yes.
you're not player of the game, but oh wait, you are. Okay.
Yeah, he is player of the series.
Yeah,
yes.
you poopy head.
Yeah,
Whatever. Yeah, you little butt.
Wait, who is player of the series?
You look
Mr.
like
Orange,
Megamind.
player of the overall
course.
series. Yep, that was him. So good games, fellas, and we'll see you back on Wednesday. And with that,
Peace out, boys.
we're just gonna, say a good congratulations to the Gators. Thank you guys all for watching the stream, and we'll be back Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the entire week. We'll be right back, and hopefully you guys will join us there. Take care, everyone, and have a great night.
Good job, boys.